Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard this afternoon as we get set up to get this Edmonton Oilers and Seattle Kraken game up and underway this afternoon. 2 p.m. puck drop as the Oilers look yet again to improve their record 35-20-2 this season. 10, 12 wins here, and suddenly we're talking about playoff points for the Edmonton Oilers. And the Kraken sitting 6th in the Pacific Division right now, 26, 22, and 11 down there at, of course, 63 points. So the Oilers rolling along at 72. This is, despite the gap in points, still a big 4-point game for the Oilers. You don't want to cough up any kind of lead you have in the Pacific Division right now against a team that is far below you overall. And you just got to go out there and get this job done here this afternoon, one would be believing. So friends, welcome aboard. Glad to have you along for this afternoon's live stream as we're going to get fired up for, as I said, the Oilers and Seattle Kraken here in a little bit. Apologies for the couple of days off here the past few days. Just needed some time to relax and get things going. And obviously looking forward to an afternoon broadcast between the Oilers and Kraken. I'll tell you that much for sure. So hopefully it'll be a good hockey game. Obviously Saturday afternoon, we know what the Oilers kind of record in those kind of games is, historically speaking. We'll see what they do for us, and not going to worry about it too much right out of the gate. As long as they start on time, we should be just fine. Michael, welcome aboard. As we will obviously hopefully have the scoreboard today. It looks like it's going to work, although I did notice one little minor change on sportsnet.ca when it comes to how they do their live trackers. So I'm assuming that may be the problem as to why we've been having issues last stream out with the live tracker not working. Stuart Skinner is the starter for the Oilers today. 27-12-2 this season. 268 goals against average and a 904 save percentage on the season. So again, right, just another couple of good games for Stuart Skinner, improves that save percentage back up to 904. And like I said, if he gets to 905, we're going to be loving every minute of it. And of course for Philip Grubauer, 899 save percentage and a 283 goals against average this season. So we'll see what that means for us in terms of the goaltending department. I think Philip Grubauer, one of his last starts, he got a shutout, so that's another thing to keep an eye on as well. He may be starting to ride hot, as Philip Grubauer can and might do here for the Seattle Kraken this evening. So that's what we got going on, friends. I don't think there's really much else to mention right off the hop here. Just let everybody find their way into the stream. Obviously today, Elias Pettersson signed his contract with the Vancouver Canucks, so he is there long term. The Oilers lineup in Seattle, according to Tony Brar, this just in, it will be Stuart Skinner confirmed as the starter. Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman on the top line, Kane, RNH, and Janmark. You've got Fogle, McLeod, and Perry. Holloway, Ryan, and Brown, so the lineup forwards remain pretty much unchanged. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, CC, Kulak, Desharnais, Skinner. So everything looks relatively the exact same for the Edmonton Oilers here again tonight against the, this afternoon, I guess, against the Seattle Kraken. So we'll hopefully see not too much change here overall for the Oilers. In terms of the effort from that, let's say, last 50 minutes of the hockey game against the St. Louis Blues, it was like a great game for the Oilers perspective-wise as soon as they decided to settle down and start playing hockey in that hockey game. So hopefully they decide to do it from the start. I know we've been waiting for that for a long while now, and if they decide to do it today, we're going to be in for a good hockey game. That much is for sure. The Oilers and the Kraken, obviously, like I said, the Kraken with a 26-22-11 record. So thanks to the OT losses, the Kraken get a hang around just a little bit longer than I think they normally otherwise would this season, and maybe possibly not have to completely redo the plans at the trade deadline. So the thing for the Kraken is, though, they're a low scoring team this season, 2.75 average goals per game. They're averaging 2.80 goals against per game. The Oilers at 2.98 and 3.54 for goals per game. So the Oilers have kind of widened that gap there by just over 0.55 of a goal per game in terms of goal differential. That's pretty important. 27.6 power play percentage and a 79.5 penalty kill percentage. So tonight would be a good night to go perfect on the penalty kill. I will tell you that much for sure. So other than that, friends, I really don't know where else to read on this Oilers game other than Connor McDavid is a 6-point performance away from 100 points on the season. So keep that in mind. I mean, if Connor McDavid wants to light up the Seattle Kraken, he's 6 points away from the century mark in points. Currently at 72 assists this year as well. So could have a good game to get to 75 if he gets 3 or so. And then, of course, Zach Hyman looks to build on the 40-goal campaign he's got going on here. So the Oilers face the Kraken at 2 p.m. We'll see if they want to show up, as I said, because we know that's been an issue in the starts of hockey games lately. But, of course, you just never know what you're going to get with the Oilers early on a Saturday. That's the toughest part. It's a 2 p.m. game. I know it's not the 11 or the 1, but it's still a little early for the Oilers to possibly show up and show out as they often do at the 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. games. So hopefully tonight the Oilers just come out, this afternoon I guess, and just decide to dominate things right out of the gate. That would be a huge help for everything all considered. The Oilers currently, as you look at it here, friends, not too far back of anybody in the standings right now. If you look overall in terms of the wild card situation, the Oilers are in that 3rd spot right now, but the Vegas Golden Knights starting to tail off with their injuries. They are 1-3-1 in their last 5 games. If Vegas loses, I believe they play today. If Vegas loses today and the Oilers win and everybody does it in regulation, well, guess what? The Oilers take 2nd place in the division and 2nd place in the playoff chase right now, as they would then be only 9 points behind the Vancouver Canucks and only really 2 wins behind. So that seems pretty incredible that the Oilers have clawed their way all the way back to exactly this point right here, right now. But yeah, we'll see who else is playing today. Vegas plays Buffalo at 5 p.m., so I assume, all things being real, that the Sabres will probably lose that game, and Vegas will continue to be a point ahead of us in the standings. But an OT loss for Vegas would end up tying us in the standings with them, so that wouldn't be too bad if we can find a way to win this afternoon. And that's the other thing. We have to just win this up. We have to win this afternoon and put the pressure on Vegas to find a way to win tonight's hockey game against the Buffalo Sabres. So we'll continue along here, friends. Not much to really report this afternoon, right? We've already got the lineup. You've got Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman on the top line, Kane, Nuge, Janmark on the second line, Fogle, McLeod, Perry, third line, Holloway, Ryan, and Brown as your fourth line. So you like to see that things are starting to stabilize again within the Oilers lineup, and that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. Epiphany, listening in while you can. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody being aboard this afternoon. But yeah, no, it's going to be a fun one this afternoon. So hopefully you get to catch as much of it as possible. And Mark, pretty sure Eichel is out for that game too. I believe Eichel. I don't know if Eichel's back yet. I know we saw the red contact or non-contact jersey this week. Again, I'm doing a terrible job following the NHL overall this season. But Toastful, good afternoon to you as well. Glad you could tune in, as we are going to hopefully see the Oilers decide to beat the Seattle Kraken here this afternoon. That would be a nice little add to what is a very snowy Saturday. I don't know, for those of you up north in Edmonton or even farther north today, or maybe in Red Deer, wherever, or Lethbridge, how it's all rolling out. But here in south central Alberta around Calgary, it is getting snowy. We had, by the time I went to shovel the sidewalks this morning, over 5 inches of snow since somebody had done it earlier this morning. So yikes, good to finally see, I guess. Hopefully the province won't be burning as it was last playoff run. That's kind of one thing that I know was tough, right? We're all enjoying the playoffs here on Dolynny TV, but we're also thinking of those folks affected by the wildfires across the province. So we're hoping this year the wet conditions throughout March kind of tamper down the fire season. We can have a good one. I know they're saying it's going to be a dry season, but And if you're going to get 6 inches of snow over the course of every weekend through March, you're probably going to do all right. At least I would think so. So, yeah, hopefully we continue along. And Peter Kuznetsov to the Oilers. I mean, unless they work out a trade, they can't claim him. That's the only crazy part. I looked at his salary today. It's like 7 point something. I did not realize that getting Kuznetsov was at 7 point something. I thought he was at like 6 mil even or something. So that is tough to claim on waivers. But again, I don't know if you would mind finding that for your third line centerman. Overall, if you found a trade to be had, I know now he's available. So that is interesting of note as well. So as we continue along, Epiphany, you'd like to see McLeod and Perry hook up for a couple. I think we all would at this point for sure. I think seeing that third line today produce some offense for us would be absolutely beautiful. I know how much we all enjoyed seeing Brown and Janmark pick up assists on a Nugent Hopkins goal 2 games ago. So hopefully today it's kind of a new story for the Oilers, and the depth scorers decide to show up and show out. So snow showers still going on in northern Alberta. I'd like to hear that. That's good news. Like I said, everybody across the province needs as much snow and rain and everything as possible this month, and then we can really get ready for a good month of April. So hopefully it all works out. As Patrick, good afternoon to you, my friend. Look at this. The chat all of a sudden comes alive, and now I can't keep up with it. Also commenting on the snow up in northern Alberta. I know we're expected to have about, I believe, 10 centimeters today. I'd say based on the 5 inches I shoveled off the deck this morning, we are already above that 10 centimeters. That would be what, just about 12.5 centimeters of snow if it's 5 inches. So excited to see, hopefully, for the rest of the day that we get maybe another 3-4 inches, and then we can just kind of clean up the highways tomorrow, and I can drive into Calgary and get the Sunday activities up and done with nice and easily on the roads, I guess you could say. So Mike, welcome aboard as well, and as we continue here, the only fire we want to see is the dumpster fire that is the Calgary Flames. Well, they moved 10 of last live stream. I doubt we're going to get 2 trades from them on the same night of live streams back-to-back days, but right now as it stands, the Calgary Flames are definitely in contention to make lots of moves. As is there anything else anything else to see here? I don't think there is anything else. So we are solid here, friends. We should be ready to fire up a hockey game here in about 11 minutes time. That's the weird part about these afternoon games, is I have a little bit of extra lead up to them, and it throws off my entire rhythm. Normally I'm not starting streaming until 15 minutes before, but thank you for showing up early and hanging out with me. Appreciate that. As we go here, term toilet bowl should be reserved for any game played at the Saddle Dome. Let me tell you, the Saddle Dome, as much as a dump of a building as it is in the modern day, it is still one of the most amazing hockey rinks, I guess, left when it comes to the old school, right? I think it's the oldest building in the NHL, if I'm not mistaken, but it's just, it's how I grew up watching hockey, right? It kind of reminds you of Rexall Place. It's dirty, it's dingy, it's just kind of old. Not saying that Rexall Place was as bad as the Saddle Dome is in the year 2024, but it's just that kind of throwback, and I really do love the Saddle Dome for that. Is it's just, you kind of go back in time almost, and especially watching the Battle of Alberta there, it kind of has that old school feel to it. So yeah, here we go. Lots of Oilers games. Yes, we've got lots of Oilers games this week, friends. That we do. But as we continue along here, sorry, phone dinging, throw me off my pace. The Oilers getting off the ice for warm-up. Leon Draisaitl going back to the dressing room alongside Calvin Pickard. And they're inside the Seattle Kraken Arena, Climate Pledge Arena today. And that is a weird kind of player entrance walk-in place right there as we're watching Leon Draisaitl walk back to the room, the visitors' dressing room, as I like to see it. As friends, The other side too, I gotta start this live stream by watching the Toronto Blue Jays game, so that's pretty exciting. We're gonna see if we can get some Blue Jays live streams up and underway this season here on Dolynny TV. I want to try and mess around a little bit and have a little bit more flexibility in the summer schedule. I know it's kind of something I'm always worried about, is trying to make sure we're maintaining the consistency with the Oilers stuff, but the same rate too, I feel like most of the time that sacrifices kind of the potential of what we could do throughout the summer. So we'll see what we can do with those Blue Jays live streams. And again, I don't know how well the Blue Jays are looking here early in the spring. It's only March 2nd, so maybe I should check out when the Blue Jays season actually starts here for Toronto this season, and then we can maybe think about planning around a live stream for the home opener or something like that as the schedule for the Blue Jays. Spring training, and I assume March 28th is the start of the season. 2:10 p.m. start for the Blue Jays on March 28th, so unlikely to make that happen. March 29th, unlikely to make that happen. March 30th, unlikely. Yeah, we are really not going to have any luck at getting the Blue Jays season started here with all the stuff happening up in Cold Lake this year. So that is tough. That is interesting, but that is also tough to see that right there. So that's okay. We'll battle through. No big deal at all, friends. We'll find plenty of time for the Blue Jays after the Oilers season is up and done with. I can promise you that much. But as we continue along here, ready to watch the game. We'll chat later, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Michael, we'll chat during the intermission, that much I am sure, as we are just about 8 or 9 minutes away from puck drop here. And then we should be ready to rock and roll a good hockey game this afternoon, one would think. The Oilers starting Stuart Skinner in net again, for those of you that missed the early pregame Randall. Basically, yeah, the Blue Jays turning back to Stuart Skinner again. I get the theory, but I mean, I would have liked to see Cal Picard as we would have past 3 games, and as well the Seattle Kraken starting Philip Grubauer. So it's starter on starter here tonight, or this afternoon, for the Oilers and Kraken. So see what happens. Try to stream the Blue Jays after the Oilers season ends, hopefully in June. That is pretty much the exact plan. Once we're done with free agency and the draft, right? Obviously, there won't be much really in terms of Oilers moves happening this year, so we'll just wait and see what happens here. So simple. You have trouble sleeping, the Blue Jays stream should cure that. I think I've got a pretty good little formula for the actual MLB streams. We did them over on Clumhawks and Gillis TV a couple of years back, so be interesting to see how well we can get those going. Again, here shortly. I don't know if we're going to really commit hard to it, but I'm sure we'll have a little bit of fun with it, that much is at least for sure. So just watching all the highlights on the MLB stuff right now from last season, and then we will be up and underway with our Edmonton Oilers hockey game here right away. I was going to say Toronto Blue Jays live stream. That's an issue, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, friends. The Oilers should probably show up with a good effort here today. At least one would assume anyway, as they are playing the Seattle Kraken. We tend to show up against Seattle over the past 2 years, so I think we'll be in for a good hockey game anyway. So I'm just going to quickly make some numbers happen here. And let's go. Sorry, friends, just quickly taking a look at something here that didn't quite add up in my brain. And okay. There we go. I think we're good. Yep. We are good to go. So we've got a long ways to go in this live stream tonight. I think I'm only doing the first period, to be honest with you, but we'll see what happens here. One of those days where I'm probably going to have to get out and shovel before the end of the first intermission, so see what happens when I go upstairs for that intermission break. But we are, friends, just 5 minutes away from this hockey game getting up and underway here in a matter of moments. I'm loving it. The baseball chat in the comments right now. I'm telling you, we're gonna have a lot of fun this summer if I can find the time to make things happen. Obviously, there's always time to make things happen in the summer. I know I spend a lot of time in the summer, especially on the rainy days in May, June, July, when the Oilers are out of the playoffs there, or else done with pretty much this season. Always find a lot of time to play MLB The Show. That's kind of one of my favorite things. If you've checked out the history of the channel, you'd know how much MLB The Show I've played over the history of my life. So it's always one of my favorite things, and hopefully this year we can substitute that just for some MLB live streams here on Dolynny TV instead, and have a little bit of fun that way, talking the real MLB. Oh no, nose itching going, as we should be just about ready for this one, friends. We're down to number 4 on the MLB Top 100 countdown for last season, and then we will be ready to rock and roll for the Oilers and Seattle Kraken, as we mentioned. Just to say, Connor McDavid is 94 points on the season so far this year, so he is a grand total of 6 points away from getting 100. And I have a feeling tonight might be that night that he goes and does it, right? I mean, if you're that close for Connor McDavid, relatively speaking, we've seen him put up some 6-point performances or close to before, so we'll see if he has something like that in store for us this evening. I assume he's going to show up and show out, as with the rest of the Oilers. Like I said, I can only say that so many times over the course of the season until it's finally actually true. So yeah, I'm hoping Connor McDavid decides to hit 100 a day, because that would mean 6 goals for the Edmonton Oilers and what would be a dummying, hopefully, of the Seattle Kraken. I don't want to see a throwback game. I want to see the Oilers just absolutely beat down on the Seattle Kraken, just knowing that we need to beat them for the points in the standings, right? That's kind of where it's at, is we need those 4-point games like this one against Seattle to make sure we're solidifying our playoff spot and kind of ensuring that Seattle doesn't have a chance to threaten us down the stretch, as Evgeny Kuznetsov down to the AHL if he doesn't end up getting claimed on waivers, Peter. That's the news today, so interesting to note there. And what do we got? Anything else to really monitor? I don't think so. I think we are good to go here for this one. So we are going to rock and roll into the final commercial break before this hockey game gets up and underway, friends. Then we got a first period to watch for the Oilers and the Seattle Kraken, and then we should be in for a good hockey game this evening. We're about to spike up here in terms of how many of you are watching back home. I'm seeing 35, 39. We're about to cross 50, I'm sure, within the next 2-3 minutes here, as that is usually tradition. As soon as the EST and Oilers Nation pregame shows come to an end, everybody wanders on over here and hangs out. So I'm looking forward to the rest of our friends joining us here this afternoon, and then we should be up and ready for the Oils and Seattle Kraken. See, I'm sitting here saying Jin's thing. But friends, is there anything else we missed? Anything else we missed on the pregame this afternoon? For those of you just tuning in, it is Stuart Skinner who will get the start for the Edmonton Oilers today. Philip Grubauer is the confirmed starter for the Seattle Kraken, so keep that in mind as well. And I guess all attention, all eyes on the scoreboard, which we'll see if it ends up fading out here as it did last stream out, or if it's going to hang out with us here tonight. So stay tuned, friends. We'll see what happens here as the Oilers and Kraken about to get underway here in a matter of 5 or 6 minutes, I guess, would be official puck drop. I was hoping it was going to be an early, quick 2 p.m. puck drop, but it is not. So simple as we're saying, absolutely. You just never know with Connor McDavid. Today could be the day where he piles on 6 points and gets to 100. You know, once you kind of get into that 6-5-4 range, it seems like it could just happen that game for McDavid. It's the kind of player he is. That's the kind of skill set he has. Pile up points in plenty. And playing with the line mates he has tonight, in terms of Draisaitl and Hyman, could be one of those magical days as well. That much I can assure you. So just to take a look here, we are at 7.56. So we are rolling along here this afternoon, friends. And Weeks is reporting that the Panthers are making a hard push for Hanifin. I think it's down to Carolina, not Carolina, sorry, Washington, Florida, and Tampa, Patrick, if I've got that correct. That's what I've been hearing on Flames radio all week when I get a chance to tune in. So we are inside Seattle, which looks absolutely gorgeous for this time of year, knowing that it's March and it looks like it's summertime out there in Seattle right now. Everything's green, everything looks beautiful. And we're inside Climate Pledge Arena. As Gene Principe has something I should have gone and got at some point today, a coffee. Man, I don't know who didn't think to go get himself a coffee today. I'll have to do that at some point later this afternoon. He's got a coffee filter, and he's got quite the nice little suit set on today. The red is looking pretty good on him. As he's got the giant coffee filter here, lots of coffee grounds, and they're not putting any graphics up here on the screen yet, so it's a grind. Race for second in the division. 3 games in hand on Vegas right now, and the Oilers are that close to getting this job done here today. So, interesting to see if we can indeed get this dealt with. So, there we go. So Connor McDavid will. Connor McDavid was the NHL's second star for February, 27 points in 12 games. Connor McDavid had himself quite the month. I think it was 2 goals and 25 assists or something like that for Connor. He had just a month where he didn't really shoot the puck to a good result, but he ended up firing home a whole bunch of assists. And I think he's also got 22 assists over his past 27 periods, so that in and of itself is also pretty incredible for one Connor McDavid. So we'll see what happens here, friends, but the Oilers are about to get this hockey game up and started. Zach Hyman, 8 goals in a 6-game goal streak, 40 goals this season for Hyman. He's been hot when hot, and it's still pretty good when kind of cooler off, right? So we'll see him look to keep things rolling here this afternoon as well, as the Oilers are about to get things going, as Stuart Skinner will get the start for the Oilers against the Seattle Kraken. Evander Kane takes place with Nugent Hopkins and Matthias Janmark on the second line. Puck drop is next after these commercial breaks here on Sportsnet, and then the Oilers and Kraken will get down to business here in a matter of moments, friends. So thank you for tuning into the pregame portion of Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard right now. If you've just tuned in, if you haven't already hit that like button yet, now would be the time to do it, my friends. So we'll try and gear up as many people towards the end as we possibly can, and then get towards a pretty good result here this afternoon for the Oilers and the Seattle Kraken. So, Peter, you're thinking the Capitals need to start thinking rebuild. Ovechkin does probably retire in 2 years. That's correct, and they probably aren't going to have too much contention time with Ovechkin left if they're not going to do it this year. That's a fair point too. So I assume right now there's going to be a lot of teams out east that are going to start shifting focus, I believe, because you got Detroit kind of coming up the standings, and when you look at the east right now, you got Ottawa maybe shifting focus on how they're rebuilding. Columbus is going to redo things a little bit as well. Montreal's a team on the rise, but just can't figure it out. Buffalo meandering as always. Pittsburgh's another team like Washington that's got to start thinking rebuild. New Jersey, just a setback year where they haven't gotten goaltending. New York's got to kind of figure out what direction they're going in. And Philadelphia is kind of on the cut line there of if they're going to just meander this season or indeed actually make the playoffs. So we're closing in on puck drop here, friends. We got the anthems before all things get up and underway this afternoon, and then the Oilers and the Seattle Kraken will get things started for a 2 p.m. puck drop here in Seattle today. So we've got things just about ready to go. Connor Brown on the bench there alongside his line mates for this game, as we've got the intro to tonight's game, or this afternoon's game, getting going, as we are just about set for O Canada within the confines of Climate Pledge Arena, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of Oilers fans actually in the stands this afternoon. That's good to see. I love to see that actually when we're starting to become a team that travels very, very well, especially throughout the west coast of the United States. I would hate to see what would happen if they put a team in Portland. At least I will tell you that much for sure. So here we go, friends, as we continue along. Let me go here. We're just through the anthems right now. 11 hours on the pregame, so we have crushed along for what is going to be a good start to today's hockey game, one might think, as the Oilers, if they show up in this first 5 minutes, probably lead this first period very well and very quick. There's a whole bunch of Oilers fans there. There's a young Oilers fan there wearing the Heritage Classic jersey, as we've got a whole bunch of kids all across the stadium, I'm sure, on a 2 p.m. puck drop. That tends to be the tradition for the NHL. A couple more young Oilers fans in the stands here, as we are about to get things done for O Canada and switch to the Star Spangled Banner this afternoon at Climate Pledge Arena. And we are ready to rock and roll as Tommy Burton brings home the U.S. national anthem here in Seattle this afternoon, friends. The Oilers and the Kraken in just a few moments. As Laura, welcome aboard. Glad to have you aboard as we are almost set for some hockey this afternoon. Yes, indeed. The Oilers and Kraken and a 2 p.m. puck drop that makes it easy to have gotten out of bed this morning, did the video, got back to bed, had a good 3-hour nap, gotten back up, watched some TV on the couch, and now all of a sudden ready to rock and roll. Our old friend Kyler Yamamoto on the bench for the Seattle Kraken, one guy that I believe scored against us already this season, whether it be in preseason or actually this season, my memory doesn't serve, but the Oilers and, of course, the Seattle Kraken about ready to fire this one up. Philip Grubauer in net for the Seattle Kraken this afternoon, so see what happens here. And 2 up, I do not give gambling advice. I can tell you that much for sure. As we are just about finished the U.S. national anthem, and we are ready to rock and roll, friends. The Star Spangled Banner up and done at Climate Pledge Arena, and the Oilers will get set to start this hockey game. Be interesting to see which line starts the game today for the Oilers. They got that video rink board in Climate Pledge Arena there, just on the side of the Oilers bench, as we are just about set to get this thing going here this afternoon. Stuart Skinner, 27, 13 and 2, 268 goals against average, 904 save percentage for the Edmonton Oilers goaltender, who continues to pile up save and shot and save and shot, as Philip Grubauer comes in to stop pucks for the Kraken this afternoon. 9-9-1 record, 283 goals against average, and an 899 save percentage. Friends, it's the moment we've all been waiting for a long while here on the live stream. At this point, we've been live for just about 32 minutes, and we are about ready to get things up and going this afternoon for the Oilers, as Zach Hyman ready to get things started as the top line will start things off. The Oilers attacking right to left on your television screens here, as Connor McDavid draws in for the face-off. The puck is down. He kicks it back to the defense. Nice play by Bouchard over to Ekholm, and it'll be fired into the Kraken end. Far side boards picked up by Dunn. He'll try and reverse. Nice play by Draisaitl. Cuts it off back to the point for Bouchard. Top of the zone as Ekholm drifts one through, and then the Oilers drift one back on net. Here's Ekholm, another blast. Save made by Grubauer again, and it'll come to the point one more time. The Oilers using the defense actively on that first shift. 30 seconds into the game, looked like possibly 2 shots on net there for the Edmonton Oilers. Bouchard with the puck, drifts it off the stick of a Kraken down into the Kraken end. Seattle there to retrieve it. Picked up along the near side wall, fired back into the Oilers' end. Out to play it is Darnell Nurse in the near side corner, crashing along the boards. Yanni Gord strips it from Evander Kane, who lost his stick in the process, as now Nugent Hopkins picks it up, starts away, and turns the puck over off a bad hop. Skinner's there to make the save, and the Oilers turn away the first shot of the game for the Seattle Kraken on a dangerous bad hop for, of course, the Oilers on that turnover there from Nugent Hopkins, as Kane will try and fire it out to center ice. Can't do it. Coming in to support is Nugent Hopkins. Kraken dump it down deep. Here's Nurse as he comes out of the near side corner right in front of the net. He'll retreat in behind the net as the Oilers complete a line change up front, as Perry, McLeod, and Fogle are on the ice. Nice play by McLeod to get across the blue line, but it was ultimately offside. The Kraken back the other way. Seattle looking to attack the net. Nice strip there by Fogle allows McLeod to play it over to the near side for Perry. Perry will come off the left wing boards, play it up ahead, drifted all the way down in behind Philip Grubauer, and first to meet it is Ryan McLeod. Is nice play by Warren Foegele over there to get to that puck. It'll be flipped back out by the Kraken into the Oilers' end as Desharnais retreats all the way back down behind Stuart Skinner. He'll play off to Brett Kulak near side as Kulak looks to the backhand to make the play. Drifts it just gently as the Oilers will again complete another line change here and get it over to Kulak. Does Desharnais. He gets it back to Kulak it comes. Kulak down the left wing. He'll drift a shot on net. That will go up off a body and out of play. The Oilers have rolled all 4 lines here to start this afternoon's hockey game. And so far, no results from either team. As Nugent Hopkins just hit a skate and it bounced right in front, and Stuart Skinner had to be sharp on the dangerous sniper Yanni Gourde right in front all alone trying to get that shot through. So the Oilers face off to the left, or left side, left wing, as Holloway will line up here on this face off. It'll be turned aside, will be Yamamoto. Coming in is Brendan Tanev for this face-off. There was a time where he was the center of trade rumors to Toronto as well, one would believe. This one's a face-off won by the Oilers, but immediately turned over by Connor Brown and forced down deep into the Oilers' end by the Seattle Kraken. Near side pass by Bouchard on the recovery. Gets it going for Dylan Holloway and then batted in by Connor Brown. Chasing after it, Derek Ryan is Holloway first one there to the puck as it was a collision point. And the Kraken are able to transition out back the other way across the line. They're going to go to the far side, rip the shot, goes up over top of the net, and this will be batted back to the blue line for Larson, our old friend Adam Larson, as it comes now down to Evan Bouchard looking to make the play out from behind his own net. 17-12 to go in this first period of play as the Oilers and Kraken engaged in not much of a hockey game yet, as both teams only have one shot, kind of that feeling milk process. A much better first 3 minutes for the Oilers so far against the Kraken than against the St. Louis Blues, despite the one chance against. As a nice play by Nurse to retrieve it in the neutral zone. He'll get it to Connor McDavid. McDavid down low to Draisaitl, pokes it ahead here near side. This will be Zach Hyman crashing along for it. He creates chaos, and this is going to be an opportunity now for the Kraken to work it out, as they were able to just play it past everybody and get it back down the other way as it comes to Darnell Nurse in the Oilers zone again. Puck played there and everybody fell asleep, and the Kraken just wired a shot that looked absolutely grade A, and they ended up not getting a goal out of it near side as Draisaitl is trying to hustle this one out of the zone. The top line's bled some chances over the past few weeks, and that was another good one there for the Kraken, as here's Draisaitl shoveling in front, trying to get it through to somebody, can't do it, and the Kraken will be able to transition back the other way as they'll fire it all the way down low to Stuart Skinner, who comes out, backhands it along the boards. Picked up there is Matthias Janmark, playing it over to Nugent Hopkins on a perfect backhand loft. Over to Kane, now coming back to Janmark, and he just drifted the one-timer wide as Kulak cuts that one off, and that'll allow Janmark to get to the puck first. A missed pass there, and the Oilers here so far, story of the first 5 minutes is just missing their passes. Not quite crisp there. The Kraken have made their passes, and Stuart Skinner! What an unreal save right there, diving back to deny the opportunity for the Kraken, who had made the quick pass to the far side and had an empty net. Stuart Skinner having a heck of a go here this afternoon. So here we go, back down to Skinner it is, as he will try not to turn over this puck, just lifts it perfectly to Kane. Kane's looking to make the pass, he'll fire it far side, ends up going into the Kraken bench. And out to play, friends. Give me a second, I gotta go blow my nose. There we go. We're good to go, friends. My apologies. Just had to blow the nose quick, and we are good to keep going. That was bugging me. Tipped in by Ryan McLeod into the Kraken end here, as the Oilers will get to the forecheck for a brief moment before being turned back by Seattle almost immediately, as Ekholm on a bad pass by Bouchard able to recollect, get it back going, and that's going to be a tip play there from McLeod. Now coming back the other way across the line for Ekholm. He couldn't do it. And this one will be fired around the near side to Jordan Eberle by the Kraken. He'll get the tip in there off of the stick of a far side attacker, and the Kraken looking to make the pass to the front of the net, can't do it. And we got a little visitor here coming in here meowing at me saying, I want attention, friends. course, gotta do it. It's that time of year again. Hey, buddy? It's that time of year again? Yep, it is. As we got 14:25 to go in this first period of play, and the Oilers and Kraken engaged in a two-shot each battle. The Kraken definitely the more dangerous-looking chances so far against the Oilers, as this one's back to the points for Schultz, who will fire across the far side, and that comes back near side for Nurse. Nurse along the left wing will drift it out into the neutral zone. Nice play there by Hyman to get it across center. CC over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl pivoting, looking to make the play back to the point for Hyman. Hyman will drift down low right onto the tape of a Seattle Kraken's player. And this one will come all the way back into the neutral zone where Nurse will regather and restart the attack. He'll fire a shot right on Grubauer, who swallows it up in the glove. And friends, that will do it. For the first little bit of this hockey game, we will have a commercial break and then get back to action here. It's an afternoon game. The rhythm is off a little bit, but hey, we're having fun with it, right? As we are just about set to get into the middle part of this hockey game's first period. The Oilers doing just enough so far to be tied 0-0. So too are the Seattle Kraken. Neither team really going out there and earning the zone time as of yet, and that's not a bad thing given how our game against St. Louis went overall last time out. Friends, if you haven't hit that like button yet, I encourage you to do that right now. Definitely make sure you get that done, and I'm going to quickly check things out as we are seeing the Oilers try and get things going here to start this hockey game, I guess you could say, as we go along to that and go there. So we are rolling here on the stream so far, friends. Thank you for being aboard. Gillis TV now in here alongside the Oilers Fanatic. Not often we have two moderators in here usually, but good to see, and obviously for the rest of the chat as well. Northern Farm Girl along for the ride as well. So you're welcome aboard as well. So we're seeing a whole bunch of folks now just starting to tune into the chat again as the Oilers and Kraken are tied 0-0 right now. The live tracker working for some reason. I just noticed the scoreboard is indeed working today, so something was off with it the other game. My apologies there, but Riley, welcome aboard as well, as that guy's got the Seattle Kraken plaid. Now that's what I need. That's the kind of plaid I need. My goodness, that is a good look. As Leon Draisaitl, 9 games, 4 goals, 21 points against the Kraken. You got Connor McDavid, 17 points in 10 games, and Zach Hyman, 16 points in 9 games. You love to see it, but pretty much Zach Hyman's got 8 goals per game, or 8 goals in 9 games, almost a goal per game against the Kraken. Tim, good afternoon to you as well, as we'll get the face-off down for Draisaitl. He's waved out. Connor McDavid will come in to take the face-off draw for the Edmonton Oilers here, as he will go up to the right of Philip Grubauer. The Oilers win the face-off back on help from everybody involved up front, as that goes down low and nobody really seems to be rushing to it. Draisaitl's able to cut it off along the boards, and now to the near side, or far side corner, sorry, as the Kraken tried to make the play, as this one will come back the other way, fired into Stuart Skinner's blade, as he will come out to play this puck and just kind of jumble up a decent looking opportunity to clear the puck out of the zone, and the Kraken ultimately come away with it. They're shoving towards the net. Good save by Stewie to lean up against the post and ensure that one stays out, as that was a dangerous opportunity there for the Kraken. The Oilers now, they've bled 3 good chances here against Seattle early on in this first period. 13 minutes to go still, as the Oilers cut that one off in the middle of the ice. Nice play by Ekholm, as it'll be picked up by Derek Ryan across center into the Kraken zone. He's turned back. Connor Brown coming to the aid. Too late to the party to keep it in. And coming across the Oilers line now are the Kraken, as it'll be picked up by Darnell Nurse. He'll go back to the point, as this one's going to be worked out in the middle of the ice by one Derek Ryan again. Ryan's going to flip it off glass and go down to Connor Brown, but we appear to have a stoppage in play, as I believe that puck may have went up into the netting or offside or something like that. As Del, welcome aboard as well, as we are rolling along here this afternoon, friends. A little 3-legged friend, liking a cuddle right now. He's having a good cuddle. Hey, you're having a good cuddle? Yeah, buddy? Yeah, good boy. Yeah, hi. As the Oilers lucky to be making some saves early on from Stuart Skinner, that's for sure. He's hanging in there, as he was late in that game against the St. Louis Blues. That much is for sure, as this comes along the near side boards now, picked up by the Seattle Kraken in the far side wall, and it'll be forced out along the boards down into the Oilers' territory. Picked up now by Darnell Nurse and Jordan Eberle on the ice there on that icing call. So the Oilers looking to victimize an old friend for a goal against here off this next following face-off. Stuart Skinner was absolutely phenomenal late in the going against the St. Louis Blues. He was making every save he had to. The defense was giving him good shooting lanes to deal with. So absolutely everything working out here for sure, as the Oilers will take the face-off again to the right of Philip Grubauer here in the Kraken zone. 12:18 to go in this first period of play. Nice work along the boards here for the Oilers, looking to make the play. Nugent Hopkins to the front of the net, cut off there by Eberle, and he'll start away for the Seattle Kraken, firing down low into the Oilers' end. It'll be another icing call against the Seattle Kraken line, and Jordan Eberle's got to be getting tired out there on the ice there for the Seattle Kraken. So hopefully the Oilers at some point can take advantage of this situation. And of course, Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic giving the old shout out there to Gillis TV friends. If you don't know Gillis TV, obviously big part of what we're doing here between Patrick, me, and him. And obviously Gillis TV posting some pretty good content here lately, getting lots of views. So definitely you want to go check out Gillis TV and hit that subscribe button as well. So friends, that would be my advice to you this afternoon. I'll give you the channel link here in the first intermission. Don't you worry, as we got 12:01 to go here in the first period of play, as it comes back the other way for Eberle, who has officially, finally, correctly cleared the zone for the Seattle Kraken, as Adam Larsson picks it up down low behind the net. Far side it comes for the Kraken, as they'll try and force it down low, as the shot fired there by Seattle doesn't escape the zone off the blade of the Oilers. Eberle blows a tire, and the Oilers looking to make the play to get it out of the zone. Backhand opportunity on Skinner. He makes the save just in time, and the Seattle Kraken continue to roll around. Here's the near side pass over to Schultz. Save made on Skinner. He doesn't know where the puck is. Seattle thought they had scored. Some of the fans react in the way Stuart Skinner looked beat, but Skinner had it underneath him and had made the save. And with 11:22 to go here, the Kraken are starting to pick up the attack, and it'll be interesting to see if the Oilers can necessarily survive this wave of the Seattle attack, as that's a shot off the post, actually. Okay, that's why they were cheering. It hit the far post. Shot drifted in by Schultz, hits the far post and bounces right back behind Stuart Skinner between his legs, and he's able to make the save right there. So huge go right there. So penalty to Nurse for slashing as well on the play. The Oilers will be shorthanded for the first time this afternoon. Like I said, this is a big game where the Oilers have to get perfect penalty killing, just simply to get that penalty kill percentage back up a few more points. 79.5, middle of the pack for the Oilers. Shots rimmed out there by the Oilers into the Kraken territory. As this one comes back the other way, played back down low by Kraken into their own end, played ahead. They're offside actually, so the Kraken go to touch that puck. Jordan Eberle can't believe it. .42 to go in the first period. Power play for the Kraken midway through, and they will have a whistle here. So streaky record since November 24th for the Kraken: 0-6-2, 9-0-0, 2-7-1, and last 7 games 5-1-1 for the Seattle Kraken. So they've had an interesting go of late. Have the Kraken obviously starting to win hockey games. Beniers in the face-off dot here outside of the Oilers zone. Jaden Schwartz on the ice now for the Seattle Kraken as well, alongside Justin Schultz, who will load up for Jordan Eberle. Eberle will dart up the middle of the ice and get through over near side, and that will be swallowed rather quickly by Vinny Desharnais and Matthias Ekholm trying to fire it out. Was Ekholm couldn't do the job. Near side boards back to the point for Schultz. He'll go to the far side. Shot comes in. Save made by Skinner, and Desharnais ties up a stick and fires it off of a player and out of the zone, as Schwartz tried to handle it off his glove, but it bounced up and over top of the glass. So $1:12 to go. This power play is seeming to last forever for the Kraken. They just can't seem to establish much of an attack yet, and the Oilers doing a good job kind of clamping down once they enter the zone. So cat allergies in full effect today, I'll tell you that much for sure. Anybody? Here, you're loving life. But the Oilers looking to get things going with 10:33 to go in this first period, as we are just about to the halfway mark of this first period, my friends, as it'll be a face-off one back to Kyle Yamamoto. He leaves it there for, I believe, Vince Dunn, and the Seattle Kraken second unit will take the ice. They'll play it across, a nice cutoff there by Ryan McLeod. Now he's got a 2-on-1 with Warren Foegele. McLeod fires the puck, and it's just a toe save for Philip Grubauer, or else that would have been a beautiful rebound opportunity for Warren Foegele to fire home. 4 shots now for the Oilers in this hockey game, exactly halfway through at the 10-minute mark. 42 seconds to go in the Kraken power play, as this one will be chipped back down low into the Oilers' end by the Kraken, and they'll try and play this one off the boards. It'll be fired out by the Oilers, and Warren Foegele's the first one to the puck, possibly. Nice long reach there for the Kraken, able to turn it back into possession. Kraken power plays 0 for 10 in the last 2 games against the Oilers, so they've gotten their chances, but they haven't been able to capitalize, as this one's played to the front of the net. Kraken wheeling and dealing. Here's the short side shot. Save made by Stuart Skinner. Beautiful just kick out there. And the Kraken reloading the attack. Forced to the middle. Save made again off the paddle there by Stuart Skinner. And there was a tripping call possibly coming up, but indeed it did not end up getting called. Now the Oilers forcing it to the net. Here's a chip shot over top, and it comes to the near side corner. Lands on a Kraken stick. Kulak pinches to try and keep that one onside for as long as possible. Couldn't quite do it. I gotta get rid of the cat. There's too much hair flying down here now. But the Oilers doing a good job there on the penalty kill to make sure that one didn't cost them. And here's Drysdale getting things loaded up with McDavid and Hyman now, as McDavid will work to the front of the net, and he will try and pass that one off. Drysdale gets dumped, and there is no call coming up, as Drysdale quickly back to his feet here after looking around, looking for a penalty. He doesn't get one. And this is the Seattle Kraken transitioning back to the way the shot fired, deflects up over top of the net. Hyman gets shoved down off the side of the net, and the Oilers will pick the puck up and backhand to the near side boards onto the tape of McDavid. McDavid fires the puck quickly off the stick of a Seattle Kraken, and this one will be worked back into the middle of the ice. The Oilers turn it back over to the Kraken. In this first period, in terms of flow and stuff, not quite having much of a good go yet. There's a fired shot there by the Kraken. They missed wide of the net. 6-4 of the shots. Definitely, if teams could hit the net, there'd be a lot more shots on goal, as this one fired wide of the net again by Seattle. Weird board bounce, and it's picked up now by Brett Kulak, as he'll come back the other way. Picked up now by Kane. Kane's going to fire their shot. Save made. Rebound drifts just wide over top of the blocker of Philip Grubauer. And that's a tough go there for the Oilers, as they had a good look right in front if that puck would have settled, as Jordan Everly plays that one on down low to Beniers. Beniers will spin off the check of Vinny Desharnais, who just actually mauls him, and it comes to the far side post. Save made by Stuart Skinner, and just like that, the Oilers are rolling along here in what's been a pretty tame hockey game so far. And in fact, Ryan McLeod missed that one completely instead of hitting it off the toe of Philip Grubauer, so that's a tough goal for the Oilers. But as we go along here, friends, we are up over 31 hours on the stream, so thank you for hanging out this afternoon. Appreciate you being along for the ride as per usual. And as we continue here as well, the old Seattle Kraken live stream, the last one I did, getting some views here today. I always feel bad for those folks that tune into those ones, but we're rolling along for what should be a pretty good afternoon of hockey, and there isn't much to really look for on the trade market, is there? As Fort Wayne Comets, ahead of tonight's game, have activated Jackson Camp and Jack Gorniak from the reserve list, and Noah Gansky and Sean Sladowski, always mess that one up, has been placed on reserve. And right now, things are looking all right so far for the Oilers. Chance for the Oilers to take over second in the Pacific. You don't mind that at all. Yeah, so far so good, I think. Yeah, there's nothing to really mention here. I think we're good. I think we are fine. As the Oilers, Ian, welcome aboard. I think the Oilers are ready for a kind of grinded out low-scoring affair by the looks of it, or else they're just looking for that first goal to pile on 4 more. I don't know what the plan is here this afternoon. The Oilers really haven't shown too much offensively yet, but we are ready to rock and roll here for the rest of this first period, as there's a whole bunch of fans in attendance here. I don't know if they're for Leon Draisaitl. I think that's what I heard mentioned here. It's Draisaitl right there in the middle of everybody, as he'll be on the bench to start this one. And this one will be a face-off, one back for the Oilers in their own zone. Darnell Nurse will fire it up the boards. Corey Perry's able to get there, and now there comes Warren Fogle. Fogle will fire it down low, and Ryan McLeod will come out to play this one against Adam Larson. As the Oilers try to quickly get the turnover on the forecheck, they can't do it. Hustling back the other way is Matty Beniers. Beniers against Darnell Nurse. Nothing going to happen there as CC fires it along, and this will be the Kraken getting a slot shot. Nice work by Fogle to knock his man down. The Kraken turn back the other way. They're going to get down low. Dunn fires a shot, save made by Stewie again, and the Oilers would be nowhere if Stuart Skinner was having that first 5-minute performance against the St. Louis Blues again here tonight. 8 shots for the Kraken so far, has turned aside. All of them has Stuart Skinner with 6:45 to go in this first period. The Oilers getting things going here as McDavid will get across off the bench onto the ice, and this comes back through the middle of the ice. Matthias Ekholm trying to steer it back the other way. He's working there, and it'll come into the Oilers bench and out of play, and we will have a face-off in the Oilers zone following that puck hopping over top of the board. So this one really doesn't have a groove yet, as Kings welcome aboard as well. This one's kind of meandering so far. 6:31 to go. 8-5 the shots. Seattle's definitely had the better of the look so far. The Oilers need to find that first dangerous shot, and it probably will go in. 9-game point streak for Connor McDavid, including 23 points in that span. He's been absolutely electric so far. As here's McDavid across the blue line of Seattle. He'll get it back to Draisaitl, trying to fire it down low to Hyman. Didn't work out. Kraken cut it off, fire it back the other way, and this one will come all the way down to Matthias Ekholm, who works it across to Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid now plays it to Ekholm. Ekholm up to Draisaitl. He'll backhand it down low into the Seattle Kraken zone. Forechecking there is Hyman, working over the puck along the wall. McDavid in support. 5:56 to go as both teams battle along the boards. Picked up now by Bouchard as it came free. And now Draisaitl tries to force it down low through 2 bodies. Couldn't do it. Cuts it off in the neutral zone. Fired back in. McDavid onside looking to chase down this puck. The tenacity on the pucks might going to work here, as it's going to keep rolling along. And here's Hyman getting stapled along the boards by Schwartz. They're working along, and this will be the Kraken indeed flipping it out to center ice. Bouchard with the puck. He's looking as the Oilers will go off to make line changes with 5:26 to go in this first period of play. Seattle 0, Edmonton 0 so far. Back up the other way, fired into the zone. Off the boards, Philip Grubauer out to play it. Janmark looking to make this one happen along the boards. Nothing there. Fired up off the side of the net and now picked up by Nugent Hopkins. Kane can't make the play, and 5:05 to go in this first period of play as Janmark will pick up the puck again. He'll play it off to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent chips off board. Here's Janmark firing a shot off the pads of Grubauer, and then Kane just could not get the rebound, and back the other way comes Kaleri Yamamoto across the line. He takes a shove there from Kulak, who gives him a 1-2, and Kulak there definitely wants to make sure he punishes his former teammate trying to push into the zone against him. This nicely batted out by the Oilers to the point. The shot from Seattle up over top of the net. Seattle getting a chance to establish a little bit of zone time here, back off a stick that comes for the Oilers as Seattle Kraken again pick it up. They'll fire in the middle of the ice, and to the far side point it comes, drifting back to the middle of the backhand, hits a man in front, hits a man twice in front, and a big chance there for Seattle goes by the wayside. The second line out there hemmed on the ice right now. Kane's been on the ice for $1.30, and Stuart Skinner ultimately on the kick puck by Yanni Gourde will pick it up, and now Kane's throwing a little bit of a cross check up high on Gourde, and the camera immediately cuts away from it. But interesting to see the Oilers getting bailed out so far by Stuart Skinner and his good goaltending this afternoon. Skinner needed a huge save or two to start this hockey game, given the way the Oilers turned over the pucks early. And so far, the Oilers are rolling because of it. So 0-0 sounds a lot better than 2-0 down. And now we don't need that last-minute power play goal to tie this or to cut the lead down to 1 here like we did the last game against St. Louis. So we are rolling along, friends, as the Oilers and the Seattle Kraken giving us not much to cheer for so far through one period of play. It's been rather sleepy, that much is for sure. Obviously, it's a sleepy day for everybody, right? It's snowing absolute buckets, and that's where we're at right now. Is it's kind of a slow Saturday afternoon game where neither team is really taking control of this one. Gio, good afternoon to you. Enjoying a good afternoon so far. If you're looking for a sleepy afternoon where not much happens, I guess. And the Oilers still yet to break through in the goal column. So too are the Seattle Kraken, and the scoreboard is still there. That freaked me out for a second. I didn't think I saw it there, but it is still there at the end of the day. And we are rolling along here on the stream this afternoon, friends. We are up over 600 views, so we are closing in on that 1,000 view mark as we continue this afternoon against the Seattle Kraken. Dave Hackstall coached his 500th game, this time out as a member of the Seattle Kraken. Details on Dave: honest, understanding, well-dressed, and the hair is on point. Those are fair. Fair points there for Dave Hackstall. As you should be used to those at this point. As this one comes back the other way into the Oilers zone off a skate again, and that's been the Oilers' biggest nemesis this game, is the pucks off the skates. 3:46 to go in this first period of play. Dylan Holloway will pick up the puck, fire it in on Grubauer. It goes wide of the net, backhanded around the boards by the Kraken as they'll try to transition out. 3:36 to go here in this first period of play. Fired back in off the end boards, picked up now by Darnell Nurse. He'll get it over to Dylan Holloway. Holloway will play across to the far side. That's not going to work out, and Cody Ceci plays it back down low to Darnell Nurse. Nurse back to Ceci, back to Nurse. Off the end wall and to the far side boards. The Oilers finally connect a pass that might just actually finally work. As a nice play by Hyman gets across the line, he'll drag a shot. Fly ball. We were talking about it, and Philip Grubauer is able to pick it up right there. So 3:07 to go here in this first period of play. And is it nap time, Gillis TV? I don't know. The way this Oilers game is going, if I try to watch this on the couch, I'm going to be falling asleep no problemo. So the Oilers and Kraken not really giving us much of anything to talk about yet. And hopefully they start figuring that out here soon. We're about 3 minutes away from the end of this first period as Drysdale wins it back. Kicked puck again, this time by Jordan Everly to clear the zone. What is going on here is this one will be to the near side. Picked up, and this one will be worked off the wall. 2:53 to go. Dell, I've got something to say about Squirrel. I don't know if you were in here the last time I mentioned that. As this one will come back the other way for Draisaitl now across the Kraken line. He'll rip the shot. Save made by Grubauer, and we'll get another face-off. 0-0, 9-6 the shots for Seattle. 2:42 to go in this first period of play, friends. And the Oilers, well, they'll get going eventually. But, Dell, when it comes to the Squirrel, the next appearance of the Squirrel, let me tell you, Patrick's going to be hating me, so is Gillis TV too, when it comes down to the Oilers winning the Stanley Cup this season. If they do it, I promise you I'll be running around the parade in the Squirrel costume. 100%. I can guarantee you I will do that for you. So that is the next scheduled appearance for the Squirrel, unless there's some kind of zany thing that happens for the Oilers here at the trade deadline or something that warrants it. But we'll save it for the next time we get a really big chance to celebrate for the Oilers. As Leon Draisaitl gets back to Matthias Ekholm with help from Connor McDavid. The Oilers top line looking for that last second goal as this one fires up off of Grubauer over top of the net. Now Draisaitl near side, far side, over to McDavid, deflects off a stick and out of play as that puck was whipping around the Seattle Kraken zone. And they just about found a lane there to one time at home on Grubauer, but unfortunately just couldn't do it, as that was a great, just absolute rip job by Draisaitl on that pass. he absolutely seamed that thing, but it ends up going just that much wide. And I guess that puck hit Hyman in front and went over top of the net, actually, as this is now picked up by Hyman off the face-off. Hyman's dragged down to his butt. No penalty upcoming. There sounds like the crowd kind of jeering that call a little bit, as this one will come now for the Kraken. They will fire it back, and actually, no, there will be a penalty. The back official in the Kraken zone had the call, so late power play goal could very well be coming again for the Oilers, as Hyman was taken down. I'm really not sure what the call is. I guess they're going to call that cross-checking, I think, but my definition of hockey, I like that kind of battle. So, I mean, Hyman's not a guy to complain about getting pushed down in that position. He's riding the guy out hard enough to draw a penalty. So, 2:14 to go in this first period of play. The power play gets to work. Nugent Hopkins on the left wing as Bouchard takes the point. 27.6 as we will go for the face-off with McDavid here. This one comes one back by Seattle. They'll fire off the boards to the far side. Cut there by Draisaitl. He'll get it back to Nugent Hopkins. Setting up zone time as McDavid near side. Now to Bouchard. Bouchard at the point. He'll go to McDavid. Driving down low. Back to Bouchard. Looking. McDavid looking as Draisaitl's wide open on the far side dot. Shot by Bouchard. Drifted down low. Didn't end up making it through cleanly. And Hyman's now chasing as McDavid is going to retreat and allow the Kraken to clear. As it comes all the way down low to Stuart Skinner, who will be out to play this puck off the back of the net. Bouchard, almost a little miscommunication there with one. Stuart Skinner now picking up steam through the neutral is McDavid. McDavid across the line to Nugent Hopkins. Nuge back to Bouchard. Bouchard looking. Back to Nugent Hopkins. Over to Draisaitl. Back to Bouchard. The one-timer! Cannon of a shot, 90.1 mile an hour into the glove of Philip Grubauer. So we have a stoppage in play there. $1:10 to go in the power play. The Oilers loaded up an absolute bomb from the point. Just could not beat Grubauer clean. He got just the last second lane to look at it. And with $1:10 to go in the period, we have a face-off to the left of Grubauer this time. I don't think that's happened too many times this period, as the Seattle Kraken will ultimately come out of the scrum, fire it along the boards. Bouchard able to keep it in, fires it back down low. Draisaitl first one to it, reverse hit takes the man down, and then the Kraken look to clear the puck along the far side wall. Nice work by McDavid. This is a grindy shift here from the Oilers power play as they keep it alive in the zone. As it's Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid rips the shot. No, he's going to pass off to Draisaitl. Glove hand save from Philip Grubauer, and a beauty as Draisaitl is robbed with 42 seconds remaining in the power play. And that was a good-looking shot there from Draisaitl, and a good-looking hit as well, as the Oilers really not doing much of all so far on this power play. One good-looking shot there, and oh boy. But Draisaitl just about labeled that one glove save. As this is a face-off, one back by Draisaitl. Now Bouchard, they will rule the face-off no good. They'll redo it here. 54.6 seconds to go, or actually 56 seconds to go in the period again. As we will have the face-off to the left of Philip Grubauer. McDavid loses the draw that time. Bouchard retreats at the blue line, and it'll be flipped out by the Kraken, and this will go all the way down low to Stuart Skinner, who will leave it there for Draisaitl. The Oilers are just going to empty the tank here at the end of the first period, as they are just going to go the full 2 minutes with the top power play unit fired off the boards and back into possession for Connor McDavid, as he will lose the handle there. Yeah, that was Connor. As Bouchard now picks up the puck back to Connor McDavid, who will cut across the Kraken line. A couple of ins and outs, and he will look to make it back to Bouchard, but instead give away the puck. And with 20 seconds to go, Brandon Tanev back the other way is content to kill off the remainder of this power play, as he didn't want to get caught, and he will try and spring the man out of the box. Instead, that one goes off the end wall. And with 8 seconds to go, the Kraken get a key penalty kill there, and this will just be tipped in onto Grubauer's tape. And with a second to go, the Kraken skate out from behind, and that will do it for the first period of play. Friends, welcome aboard if you've just tuned in here over the past little bit. I'll be right back. I'm going to run upstairs, get a refill of the water, change into some pajamas here, since we're going to have a snooze fest and Be right back for this Saturday afternoon. Like I said, if I go upstairs and it's snowed another 5 inches, I'm going to have to shut the stream and go shovel. But I'll let you know here in a matter of moments. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. In a moment, I'll tell you about Patrick and Gillis TV. Well, I guess I should say the Oilers Fanatic, the two moderators here on the live stream this afternoon, and why you should hit that subscribe button over there with them this week. I'll be right back. If I take myself off mute, let's do this, friends. As the Oilers and the Kraken, so far through 20 minutes of play, a pretty sleepy Saturday afternoon hockey game. Not much is for sure. not much to really, well, argue about or say praise for. After one period to play, a couple of donuts on the board, say the Kraken. Yeah, that was a pretty lifeless hockey game, I guess, as the Oilers say. Scoreless in Seattle so far, as it was a tough hockey game for both teams to start this hockey game. As there was not much really happening there for sure. So we'll hopefully see the Oilers come through with a better effort in the second period. Also, the commitment by the Seattle police officer to stare straight forward instead of looking into the camera is uncanny. He is sitting there breathing himself through. He's got his head. He's trying to not to fall asleep. Now he's smiling. What the heck is going on with this guy? What is he doing? As he is, oh, his eyes are drifting towards over here. Yeah, he's starting to feel it. But friends, yeah, the Oilers, pretty slow hockey game. That much is for sure. As we'll keep going along here, friends, I am gonna fire up the old YouTube machine and go grab a couple of channel links here for you to hit that subscribe button too. Although I feel like most of you that are aboard right now would already know these two channels quite well, as Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic and Gillis TV as well. Two huge pieces of the Dolynny TV support system, I'll tell you that much, as well as Gillis TV right here. And let's go here and get Patrick's channel linked in the comments as well. If you haven't already checked those out, I encourage you to do so. Patrick crossing 6,630 subscribers today. And of course, Gillis TV crossing 600 today. So pretty big milestone there, as well as things continue along towards the NHL trade deadline. And that is exactly where we're keying up this conversation, friends. Unfortunately for myself, trade deadline day is not going to be a regular Dolynny TV day. I know over the past few years I've been able to kind of book days off for trade deadline day. However, with some things happening at work right now, unfortunately I'm unable to book the day off for trade deadline day. So we will be rolling a pretty slow day on Friday at work, and instead we'll be watching Gillis TV and the Oilers Fanatic bringing you live coverage. Not necessarily live streamed coverage, but live coverage as things happen during the trade deadline on March 8th. So keep that in mind, friends. I believe Patrick's got a few days booked off. Gillis TV has his schedule the way it's designed to kind of be able to be flexible for all these days when it comes down to the trade deadline. So looking forward to it. So hopefully it works out for all involved. And Simon marks out a 10 so far today. Yeah, so we're all feeling it. That's what I can tell you right honestly from that. We are all really feeling it. It's been a slow game, and I think really, I guess, again, because it's a scoreless game and nothing's really happened good or bad, it's a 5 out of 10. But I mean, when you're talking about usually those Oilers games are scored out of 10,000, yikes, 10's a hard metric to be looking at. Almost should be closer to a 3 or a 4 for the lack of overall action, but we won't worry about that. Northern Farm Girl, you're going to go eat some pierogies. All right, enjoy. We'll see you in the second period as this Oilers game will rolling through the, well, what is the intermission? There's really not much having happened in this hockey game. Of course, there goes the dog, as I'm sure like garbage truck or something just drove by on the highway. So that's always the fun living out in the country, is stuff that rolls by in town doesn't make near as much noise as it does when it's rolling down the highway. So we continue along here, friends, to a grand total of 60 hours on the live stream so far. So again, I expected it to be a slower live stream here this afternoon. So far can't really complain about too much, as it's been a slow game for the Oilers and a slow afternoon for all involved. Right, there could be people stuck on the highway right now. And Zephyr, welcome aboard as well, as we are just gonna slowly chill out this afternoon. I think everybody is taking their time. All the animals in the house outside of the dog just waking up now or napping, enjoying themselves, as there's no real sunshine, so everybody's found a cozy spot to curl up in and get a nap in. And obviously I think that's true for everybody else here as well. So a good afternoon of hockey for the Oilers hopefully results in a win but again, you need to actually score a goal for that result to happen. So we'll see what happens as well for them. So see what happens. Let's go here, friends. As we are going to see if there's anything else. Like even Twitter is just deadly slow today. Not much to really report. Like the last tweet there 3 minutes ago, Leon Draisaitl, the highlight from the Edmonton Oilers. 9-9 the shots after 1 period of play. 7-1 the hits for Seattle. So they've been heavy on the body so far. 10-9 the faceoffs for Seattle. And, well, both teams scoreless on the power play. Darnell Nurse, Jamie Alexiak. The 2 penalties so far in this hockey game. Both stick infractions, by the way. 3-2 the giveaways for the Oilers, so nothing substantially drastic there. 6-2 the takeaways for Seattle, that's a difference maker. And 5-4 the block shots for the Edmonton Oilers. So we're going to hopefully find a way to stay awake today, but again, I'm doubting that's going to happen, as it has been interesting to see the Oilers really not do much so far in this hockey game. And you'd assume that maybe at some point they're going to wake up and get the offense rolling, and maybe from there get something going for us, because kind of need it this afternoon. We need to win this hockey game, that's for sure. And we see everything else, not really much rolling around out there in terms of overall excitement for the Oilers trade deadline either. I'd say given the names we have for the trade deadline, it's kind of been a slow period here for the Oilers, with them meandering, winning a game, losing a game, and now all of a sudden too trying to fire away and get this job done when it comes to the trade deadline. There's really Nick Dowd's probably our most likely target. You've got possibly Pavel Buchnevich. No goaltending upgrade for the Oilers this year, so there's a whole bunch of things that just aren't going to take shape, I guess, this season that we thought might at the start of it. But is that the gum wall or what is that? Gross. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins so far for the Oilers. His back check there against St. Louis was an absolute dramatic one. As you see, he just kind of got his horse in gear and went back the other way and was able to just barely stick lift Thomas as he was taking his time, just about to pick the corner, and Nugent-Hopkins with the perfect stick lift just in time, as Ryan Getzlaf is for some reason getting some airtime here for the Anaheim Ducks captain. And Jonathan Toews, I guess they're making comparisons to Jonathan Toews and maybe even Pavel Datsyuk for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I don't quite see that, but I guess whatever you want to do, fair enough. As that's going to bring in Gene Principe and Bob Stauffer here again. Sorry, I listen with no audio on. Most of you know that, so it's kind of tough to understand what they're talking about half the time, but good to see the Winnipeg Jets also come back and win, Jack. That's a huge victory for Winnipeg in what was a scary start for them, being down by 3 right out of the gate, it seemed like, on a Saturday afternoon against Carolina. As friends, we are up to 63.05 hours on the stream, so we continue to roll along this afternoon. And today is probably one of those days where we'll try and just set the goal for about 200 overall. Bob Stauffer on the intermission here in Seattle, trying to talk us through what has been a very, very slow hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers. It's been kind of rough so far. Hopefully starts kind of tilting back in the right direction here in a brief moment into the second period. As if the Oilers could find a way to score a goal, that would be absolutely fantastic. But again, we'll see what happens here for the Oilers. Is there is not much happening here. As yeah, we gotta get something going this second period, as this has just been a wildly slow start to this hockey game. That's really the only thing I can say. As yeah, there's not much else to really talk about. There's still some talk about Jacob Markstrom to the New Jersey Devils. Not much we know of the Oilers' career with Matthias Ekholm so far. 39 points in 77 games, plus 50 on the record for Matthias Ekholm. That rating leads the NHL since he was traded to the Oilers. And Del, we'll catch you as well for the next time out. as the Oilers and Kraken just about set to resume this hockey game in a few matter of moments. Friends, they're walking down the tunnel towards the bench, so we should be ready to go as hopefully everything works out here in this second period and the Oilers can start getting things going. Stuart Skinner down the tunnel right now, just about ready to get things rolling. There's 3 minutes till puck drop here in this second period, so hopefully get that going. And Jack, who is Holland talking to, this part actually, here's the difference, is last year I felt like I was a little bit more connected with what was going on in Edmonton Oilers land. This year though, with Jeff Jackson aboard, things have kind of changed course, I guess you could say. So anything inside information that I may have had before, I do not have anymore, I can tell you that much. And unfortunately right now for the Oilers, there isn't really much to glean, like any kind of information from, because everything that has been mentioned, I think, is as far as we can possibly go, unless there's something really off the board. Because even with Matthias Ekholm, we already knew with Matthias Ekholm that he was coming a week beforehand, right? And I mean, a week was yesterday, so that's kind of the tough part. I really don't know what's going to happen at this trade deadline outside of no goalie, right? That's Ken Holland confirmed that on The Athletic today, that there will be no goalie trade for the Edmonton Oilers. So that's really the only interesting thing we have to note right now. So we'll see what happens here, friends, but let's go here and continue along, as I don't think there's anything else to really mention, other than I want to say, for those of you that have hit that subscribe button over on the Oilers Fanatic and Gillis TV, really do appreciate that. 606 subscribers now for Gillis TV, so liking what I'm seeing over there, that much is for sure. As well, I guess nobody discussed today, but Elias Pettersson signed his extension with the Vancouver Canucks. That was a big deal, I guess, in Vancouver, you could say, as I'm sure we'll hear from our Vancouver friends here shortly. But right now, things are rolling along just par for the course, I guess you could say, for an Oilers afternoon. There isn't really anything groundbreaking out there in terms of Oilers news here today as of yet, and I don't think there will be throughout the day. So that's the problem of having a back-to-back on a weekend against the Seattle Kraken and then going back home against the Pittsburgh Penguins tomorrow. And what time is tomorrow's game, I guess is the question. I should find that out here right now, as we've got the Saturday night games. And let's go to the scoreboard right quick. And Sunday, March 3rd, the Oilers versus the Penguins at 7 p.m. That's huge. A 7 p.m. Sunday game. Like to see it. That is awesome, because now we don't have to worry about things too much. As the NHL trade deadline March 8th on Sportsnet. Corey Perry out there on the ice right now, as he'll line up with Ryan McLeod and Warren Foegele, and we'll see what we can do here to start this third period off right. As the face-off down between Wenberg and McLeod. McLeod wins it back, now over for Darnell Nurse. Nurse will go to Ceci. Ceci plays it up off the boards and flips it off the glass, now to Foegele. Foegele trying to get it across for McLeod, can't do it, and back the other way now comes Wenberg. Wenberg across the line, he'll get onto the attack, he'll fire the shot, drifts up and out of play, and it goes for a face-off in the Oilers zone just 19 seconds in to this second period of play. So friends, we are officially started in this second period of play. That looked like a little bit more of a start than we might have had in that first period, as the Oilers will try and roll along what is going to be a better second period, hopefully. I'm promising you that right now. I'm hoping the Oilers decide to show up and play some really good fast-paced hockey here in this second period, or else just keep the score right where it is. Lewis, welcome in. Glad to have you aboard this afternoon. Go Oilers, I can agree to that, as we'll have the face-off for Nugent Hopkins. He's going to scramble it up, and the Kraken are going to come away with it, firing a shot towards the net. That one lands on the tape of Darnell Nurse before it gets there. The Oilers attacking left to right now, as Nurse will retreat in behind his own net. He'll start out from behind, come over to Cody Ceci, flipped up off the boards, and that will be wired in by Matthias Janmark. Down to Philip Grubauer, coming around in the near side, as Janmark cuts it off. He's looking to make the play right onto the tape of Nugent Hopkins. Janmark then chases it behind the net against Adam Larsson. Can't do that there. And the Kraken will fire it back the other way into the neutral zone. Ceci leaves it for Nuge over to Nurse. Nurse looking for the play back to Nuge as Nuge will bat it over to Ceci. Ceci off the boards to Evander Kane. Rims it in around the far side of the near side and coming there. Meeting it was Zach Hyman as he was knocked down to his knees. Picked up by Vince Dunn. Fired off the boards by the Seattle Kraken. And now coming to Stuart Skinner to Bouchard near side corner in the Oilers end. Picked up and fired all the way down low to Zach Hyman in the Kraken end. As swallowing up was McDavid, his man, and this one is the Kraken playing it back the other way. 2-on-1 developing. Nice open play to the middle for the Kraken. Denied there by the Oilers. Here's McDavid over to Draisaitl. Denied by the sliding body of Will Borgen. And now this is Zach Hyman getting it onto the tape of McDavid, missing the pass for Draisaitl. Back the other way, and this game's starting to open up a little bit here for the Oilers and Kraken as Bouchard rims it around the boards. Second period, 2 minutes in here for the Oilers and Kraken as Hyman plays it back down low. He'll get it over to Bouchard, over to Hyman near side. This one goes over to McDavid now as McDavid will roll back down deep, trying to cut it off. That'll instead be the Kraken exiting the zone here across the Oilers line. Yanni Gourde, the shot loading, fired just wide of the net. Again, that's been the story of the game so far. The good-looking chances have missed wide of the net thus far. This is Yanni Gourde down low, picked up by Kulak as he engages them. The pass to the middle again, fanned on there by the Kraken. Far side shot comes in. Save made by Stuart Skinner, who leans on it, falls on the puck, keeps it out of the trapezoid area. We'll have some pushing and shoving. And the Oilers and Kraken starting to get a little bit more animated as this second period has picked up the intensity. I'm falling asleep in the chair myself. As we are waiting to see the Oilers do something here in this period, as Stuart Skinner just couldn't fall on that puck in time. He was able to grab it right before it went into the trapezoid area. McDavid's looking tired himself, trying not to fall asleep on the bench. And interesting to note that. Stuart Skinner's won his last 4 games for the Oilers against the Seattle Kraken, as this one will be played back down in the neutral zone. Derek Ryan out to play that puck as the Oilers have already turned over all 4 lines. That puck hops the stick of Connor Brown, back the other way it comes. Across the line, here's Brandon Tanev. He's turned back there by Brown, over across now for Brown again. Brown's going to look to pass the puck right onto the stick of Philip Grubauer in his crease, and he will cover that one up there just like that. So, friends, again, this game's starting to get sleepy again. Don't look now. This game is definitely a snooze fest thus far. Best record since December 12th. The Hurricanes at 742, the Oilers at 734. And both teams had goaltending troubles to start the year, that much is for sure. As Ryan McLeod will hop the boards again to take this face off here. One back for the Seattle Kraken. Across the blue line, they got it in, but it will be offside as it hit a Kraken on the wrong side of the blue in the Oilers zone. And we will have a stoppage and play with 16:56 to go, 10-10 the shots apiece. As this hockey game is definitely dragging on at this point between the Oilers and the Kraken. It's been a slow hockey game thus far, and the Oilers looking to turn this around a little bit here as we go along in this middle frame. As the face-off now between Schwartz and Ryan McLeod. The face-off down, one back by Ryan McLeod to the defenseman. Brett Kulak over to Desharnais, picked up now by Corey Perry across to the far side. Schultz will play it ahead, and then it'll go down low into the Kraken zone as this one will be worked over to the middle of the zone. Shot fired up over top of the net, hits somebody and bounced up over top of the net, in fact, as Perry gets eliminated along the boards. Picked up now by the Kraken. They're looking to make the play. They will fire the shot. Save made by Stuart Skinner. 16:26 to go in this second period of play. Puck picked up by Fogle. He tries to plow through, can't do it. And this one will be fired right in the crease, cleared out by the Oilers down the length of the ice. They say there was a touch on it, so no icing call. Bob, welcome aboard. And if they do win this, they leapfrog Vegas, at least for the afternoon. Shot save made by Skinner. Turns it aside. Big rebound out. And now Matthias Janmark fired that, I thought, to an empty area. The Kraken, though, able to get back to it. And here's Desharnais with a nice pass over to Janmark. Now to Kane. Kane's looking to make the play. He will niftily skate around the defender and get into the offensive zone. Fire a shot off the side of the net and then crash along the end boards. He's down low as he will drag the middle. He's knocked down again. But Kane's got the wheels moving here in the offensive zone. Created a little bit of havoc, just being a heavy presence in the offensive zone. Is this going to be picked up now by Nugent Hopkins? Over to Kane, back to Nuge, back to the point. CC to the top for Nurse. The shot drifts on Seattle Kraken defender. And it stays onside by Cody Ceci right there. My goodness, okay, the Oilers are in business all of a sudden. As Nugent Hopkins back to the point for Nurse. Kane trying to win this puck battle here. And he's going to be outworked there by a Kraken forward and picked up now by CC. 15:00 to go in this second period to play across the line. Nurse the shot. Kicked out by Grubauer. Now picked up, shot fired again. Looking for the backdoor tip for Hyman. Just couldn't get it for the Oilers. And this is going to be a little bit of a good back-to-back shift here for the Oilers if they keep possession, as this puck is bouncing around the Seattle zone. And Seattle will effectively finally clear out center ice. And this one will be flipped back the other way. In down low to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Ekholm. Ekholm's going to backhand off the boards to Bouchard up the middle. And now picking ahead is Draisaitl across the far side. Here's McDavid. The shot off the mask of Grubauer. A good-looking one that I thought he was going to score on no problem, as this comes back for Yanni Gourde against Evan Bouchard. Bouchard leans into him, erases him along the wall, and the Oilers 4-on-2 able to come up with the puck back the other way as Hyman will get to the attack here. Hyman across center, fires into the far side corner. Grubauer sees it bounce off the boards as he thought about possibly coming out to play it. Hyman slowed up a moment, and this one comes back the other way. As here's Brandon Tanev getting to the attack, as this will be Draisaitl able to escape with that puck as Ekholm across center. He'll get across the blue and fire into the Kraken zone. Picking it up is, I'm not sure who number 90 is for the Kraken, but this one across the line now as the Oilers are starting to go back into their own zone, as this will be Tanev looking to the far side corner. He'll backhand down low again. Kraken getting to the attack here for the first time in a little bit, as this will be picked up now by Dylan Holloway, Connor Brown, and Derek Ryan as they're going to try and attack the zone. Connor Brown drives, shot fired, save made by the Kraken defender in front of the puck. And now Dumoulin will get it across to Mr. Kyler Yamamoto. 13:07 to go in this second period of play. Puck rimmed around the boards. 13-12 the shots on goal here with 7 minutes gone. Here's another one. Save made by Stuart Skinner. Mercifully, that was a tough shot comparatively to everything else this period so far for the Kraken. And now Wenberg across the Oilers line. This one just very, very sleepy so far in this hockey game, as this comes back the other way now for Connor Brown, who will bounce off the boards, and he is going to be turned back. Holloway just about had a good little deflection off his skates. Fortunately for the Kraken, bounced onto their tape, and that will be drifted onto Stuart Skinner for a save made. And friends, quite honestly, I'm falling asleep sitting up here, as this has been a painful, paint-drying kind of game for the Oilers, as Zach Hyman came this close to tapping it backdoor against the Seattle Kraken, but he just missed that puck. And that is why we still sit at a 0-0 score so far through just about a period and a half of hockey here. 12 minutes and a half to go in this second period. So we're rolling, not quite as well as I wish we were, but we're getting somewhere. 79 hours on the stream as well, so almost at the halfway mark and pretty much closing in on what possibly could be 160 hours, so not bad for a sleepy Saturday afternoon stream. Thank you for hanging out with me on your sleepy Saturday afternoon, by the way, as well. It's been a good afternoon so far for the Oilers in terms of not giving up goals, I guess you could say. That's the nice part right now, so hopefully for the Oilers we find a way to score a couple of goals, maybe cash in that one for Mr. That guy. Who is he? That guy there. That guy at the back. Sorry, Zach Hyman. That's who. As we are going to see here, friends, really not much at all to really report in this hockey game for the Oilers, as I'm just stammering along, to be honest with you, as it's not really much you can do about this hockey game so far. The Oilers have really given us nothing yet to talk about, and we got to find a way to do this job here, friends. As if you are new to the channel, I guess I'd encourage you to hit that subscribe button. But again, I guess really it's not a moot point at this point. Really not much of a show this afternoon. I'm just seeing now for the first time the bags under my eyes. I should add an afternoon nap instead of watching this hockey game, I guess. As the Oilers seeing the Kraken fire some good looking shots here on Stuart Skinner, but he's been able to kick out the saves so far in this hockey game. And Schwartz with a tough one there earlier, and so far the Oilers avoiding danger in this game. So hopefully for Stuart Skinner, he can keep the good goaltending going. He's been looking all right so far. And Warren Fogel's line alongside Ryan McLeod and Corey Perry will take to the ice right now. Cody Ceci out there as well. As the Seattle Kraken win the face-off, drifted down low. McLeod blocked the shot partially. Kraken still able to hop to it first. 12:21 to go in this second period. Near side pass in front of the net for the Kraken didn't go, as Corey Perry will try and work this one ahead. And this will be over to the far side now for Nurse. Nurse will look to make this play as Kraken strip him of the puck, and it's a turnover that might be costly. Nurse backtracks beautifully though and turns it back the other way here for Ryan McLeod. He'll fire it down low as Corey Perry will roll this one over to the far side. McLeod back to Perry. Back to CC at the high point. CC looking, fires the shot just off the shoulder of that one. Shot fired again, goes over top of the net and out of the zone. Puck played down to Stuart Skinner. 11:36 to go here in this one for the Oilers and Kraken in this second period. CC over to Bouchard, now played ahead. Nugent Hopkins can't find the pass to him. So this is Dumoulin down low in the Kraken zone. Played there by the Kraken and Oilers. They're tied up along the boards there, looking to make this play happen, as there's 4 sticks and 2 sets of skates working hard on that puck, as Ekholm will look to make the play off the wall down low over to Nugent Hopkins. And this continues along for the Kraken to pick it up, and this will be fired up off the glass and over to the far side corner where it's free for Beniers down low and picked up now by Dumoulin. Fired back to Beniers. Back the other way now for the Kraken as they will look to make this play here. Looking to the backhand. Can't do it. Nice diving play by Janmark to keep the middle of the ice closed off. The Oilers, pretty much the only thing they've done well is not give up goals this hockey game, as Janmark comes back the other way as he will try and skate out with it with a man free. It's Evander Kane dragging in the middle of the shot. Fired, save made by Grubauer. And that was the Oilers' best looking chance of the hockey game outside of the Zach Hyman chance. Nice play by Evander Kane to drag to the middle and just about fire a 5-hole on Philip Grubauer. And this puck goes out of play by the Kraken, and Evander Kane can't believe he didn't score that one on Grubauer, who's all of a sudden having not too bad of a game himself. As this one will be a face-off at center ice. And I mean, for the Oilers, they needed to score that goal. I mean, what a shot there for Kane. Loaded it up and just could not drag it through Grubauer. Unfortunately, a little too high on that one. 6 goals, 2 game-winning goals last 4 games for Evander Kane against the Seattle Kraken. 10:05 to go here in this first period, and that Kane chance, just a beauty of a move. We have not seen hands like that from Evander Kane in a little while, and you love to see it when he brings out the mitts. As that is an opportunity now with 10 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this second period of play for the Oilers to get the face-off down in the near side corner. As Desharnais is able to battle his man along the wall, free it up for Connor McDavid, over to Zach Hyman, over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl lumbering up the right wing, passes it to the middle. Here's right onto the tape of McDavid. Finds Draisaitl and scores just like that. Connor McDavid in a bit of pain after the play, but Draisaitl pots the goal And Connor McDavid, I do not see why he is in pain yet, but he obviously took a hard fall as Draisaitl scores the one-timer. You'll love to see it right there. 9:48 to go in the second period. The Oilers' top line combines for the first goal of the game, and it's McDavid getting tangled up somewhere along the play as Draisaitl went there, and McDavid just kind of took a tumble off of Tolvanen, and Draisaitl with a bad backhand pass that landed right on the tape of McDavid worked out as Draisaitl able to make that one look casual. That looks like rec hockey there for Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid and company. 9:48 to go in this second period of play. 15-14 the shots on goal is Ryan McLeod to the far side. We'll get it now to Darnell Nurse in his own zone. Cody Ceci up along the boards, picked up there by Vince Dunn, fired around the far side boards. The Kraken set up the zone attack here quickly. As there we go, the camera finally zooms back in as it comes to the near side boards. As Ryan McLeod able to play it to the far wall, as Darnell Nurse will pick it up and look to play off the boards. Gets a little drift of a help off the boards there as McLeod almost gets a turnover, and the Oilers almost got 2 turnovers on a situation there twice over, as the Oilers are able to lean on their man rather quick and get him down to the ice, as this one is stripped there by Foegele trying to connect with Derek Ryan. Ryan can't do it, and we will have a face-off in the Oilers zone off the icing call. So McDavid now at 95 points. He's 5 points away from 100 this afternoon, and I guess that's the only reason I should keep streaming at this point, is Connor McDavid has gotten 1 out of 2 right now this afternoon. So we'll see what happens. McDavid talking things over with himself on the bench. And I'm good, right? I'm good. Yeah, I'm probably good. Yeah, I'm fine. As we'll have the man waved out of the face-off dot here. Schwartz will come on in for the Seattle Kraken, as he will again take another face-off this afternoon. Picked up there by Cody Ceci. Ceci plays it along the boards as this will be worked out into the middle of the ice. As the icing call complete, and the Oilers will get the line change they were looking for. Dylan Holloway, Connor Brown on the ice now. This line's had a little bit of jam this afternoon, but not too much, as it comes icing again for the Seattle Kraken. This time in this game again starts slowing down on a sleepy Saturday afternoon. 25 points for the Vegas Golden Knights, 5 points for the Oilers. On November 10th, on December 20th, the gap was 20 points, and entering today, the gap is 1. The Oilers still have 3 games in hand on Vegas as well. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. As Draisaitl in the middle of the ice, picked off there by Schwartz, who will backhand out, and Draisaitl will cut it off again. Tapped over off the line to Zach Hyman, who's racing to a puck to try and get there against the Kraken. Big chunk of ice comes flying, the snow whipping into everybody's ice, but nice pick up there by Seattle to regroup that puck rather quick and able to move it back the other way, as Ekholm will come down low. Ekholm's battling there against Wenberg, trying to battle against a couple of players now, where the Oilers and still the Kraken have the puck as they're rolling around. 8:06 to go here in this second period of play. Puck rolls out of the zone, now to the near side, fired back in by the Kraken. Out to play it now to the far side, Beniers, as he's smacked there by Ekholm, and then Ekholm kind of accidentally smacks McDavid, and the Kraken forget who they're passing the puck to, and it comes all the way down to Philip Grubauer in his own zone. Friends, I'm sorry I'm flat this afternoon, but it's been a flat game so far. Thankfully, the Oilers lead 1-0 here, 7:40 to go in this second period of play, as this will be rubbed off the boards there by the Oilers. Connor Brown skating away. He's got the legs moving. He's rolling up now to Dylan Holloway across to the middle for Derek Ryan. Can't do it. Vinny Desharnais keeps it in high point. Here's Kulak over to Desharnais. He'll look to make the play as he goes down low into the corner. Here's now Holloway losing handle of the puck, and it comes back fired into the Oilers zone by the Kraken. Wake, welcome aboard. Yes, you did. Leon Draisaitl just scored the Oilers' first goal of the game, assisted by Connor McDavid. It's a 1-0 game. 7:03 to go in this second period of play, as this will be now Connor Brown over to Derek Ryan, played back down low, as Holloway will come chasing this puck one more time into the Kraken end, and that will end his shift as Tolvanen wires it in on the far side of Stuart Skinner, missing the net just by an inch. Then driving into the boards was Tolvanen against Cody Ceci, as this continues along with the wall, as CC and Nugent Hopkins battling there, trying to make this play happen. And then finally it'll be Janmark separating his man from the puck, and here comes Evander Kane in on net. Kane to the front as he's denied again by Grubauer on another point-blank opportunity. Man, Evander Kane has got to find the back of the net this afternoon. He has had 2 great looks, and here's a nifty play there by, I think, Nugent Hopkins over to Kane, drifting it up high as that one just did not land on the tape of Janmark and be fired back down low into the Oilers zone as Darnell Nurse will pick it up here. 6 minutes to go in this second period of play. 17-14 the shots on goal for the Oilers. So they're starting to pick things up here as Darnell Nurse will roll around in behind his net, pass over to Cody Ceci. Ceci onto the tape of Ryan McLeod up through the middle of the Kraken, starting to sit back here a little bit as Perry just underskates the puck a little bit, but still able to come away with it. McLeod was erased from the play by Schwartz and unable to get to that puck, and now far side pass. Just couldn't find the man there for the Kraken as this one comes now to McLeod. McLeod bats it ahead to Perry. Perry will lift ahead onto the tape of Warren Fogle. Fogle cutting over to Perry. Perry drags to the front. Perry did not score. There's a penalty coming up, though. I thought Perry had scored. The way everybody just kind of slowed down there, Perry thought he had dragged it through into the net. As here's McDavid on the ice now with McLeod and everybody all told. Bouchard over to McDavid, funneling down low to Perry as that's a shot for McDavid that just missed the net there as Perry's looking as he can't believe he didn't score that goal, and it'll be going off. As that is, what a play by Warren Fogle over to Perry, dragging it through and going just wide of the net was the puck there, friends. I'm going to quickly go take a bathroom break, dying here, drink way too much water this afternoon. I'll be right back. All right, we're back and ready to roll for this second power play for the Edmonton Oilers, in which should be a hopefully good result. The Oilers so far rolling along here in this second period, having scored finally at long last. That's a huge get. We like that. We appreciate the heck out of that from the Oilers. And it's a beautiful sunny day in Seattle, by the way. I thought Seattle's supposed to be this rainy, terrible place, but it looks absolutely gorgeous there. And we are rolling, friends, into 100 hours watched on the stream, so you like to see that. Looks like somebody built a whole Climate Pledge arena out of Lego. Interesting to note. And we are just about set to get things going again here for the Oilers as the face-off on the power play down. Bouchard unable to keep the zone. He niftily knew what he had done, but instead also goes off for offsides. And with 4 seconds wasted in the power play, we will face off outside of the Seattle Kraken zone. 5:02 to go in this second period of play, friends, as the Oilers see the Kraken win the face-off off the draw. 2 shots on the power play earlier in the hockey game. The Oilers tried to get things going and just couldn't get that one wired home by Draisaitl earlier in that period. As this picked up ahead by McDavid, he's rushing in with a head of steam over to Nugent Hopkins, back to Bouchard. How much we would like to see a Bouchard goal here would be huge for sure, as Bouchard's loading up the attack now to McDavid down low to Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking for a lane over to the middle, looking to pass this one through, and it just lands on the tape and McDavid off the boards as Bouchard cuts that off, and then the Kraken finally able to fire it down the length of the ice for a clear, as the Oilers power play 50% over the last 5 games, so only 10 4 games, only 10 opportunities so far. and Drysdale down on the ice there, taken out by the Kraken. Out to play it is Stuart Skinner. He will be under a little bit of pressure and then not worry about it too much, as the Oilers will pick up the other way. Here comes Bouchard. 4 minutes to go in the Oilers power play. 53 seconds to go in the Oilers power play as this played back to the point. Bouchard over the far side, picking it up, and now Bouchard again to the near side for Drysdale. Drysdale looking down low to McDavid. McDavid loading up. Bouchard the shot through traffic, denied. Now McDavid trying to get this back onto the tape of Drysdale. Drysdale does good enough to get it back to McDavid, but McDavid can't handle the puck that time. And coming back the other way are the Kraken, right on net. Shot denied by the good stick check there by McDavid and the help from Stuart Skinner to give the man nothing. Now loading up is Nugent Hopkins, as they really want the kill here on this one to make it 2-0. As Nuge across the line will look to make the play back to the point. He does, over to Nurse, now back to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Nurse, back to Evander Kane, back to Nurse. The shot fired, rebound in front, bouncing around, cleared out by the Kraken down the length of the ice, and that will do it with 3 minutes to go here in this second period of play. The Oilers ready to load up and get things going as Nurse plays it to the near side boards for Perry. Perry will come down low for Warren Fogle, who ties the man up. Perry comes away with the puck just off the side of the net to the front of the net there. A pass from Fogle, can't find Evander Kane with 2:44 to go in the second period as Nurse will backhand along the boards up to Perry. Perry will look to make the play. He will loft up that puck and land just onside for Evander Kane. Nice play. Here's Perry near side, firing the shot again off the side of the net. And then it takes a hard bounce off the post that the Oilers couldn't handle. And here's Beniers firing it to the far side wing in the Oilers zone. Nurse, the first one to greet it as Ceci comes in behind. He will bat off the boards, look to make the play. And that will come down low again for the Kraken as they try to make this one happen. 2:11 to go in this one as McLeod plays it ahead. And the Oilers just can't seem to completely finish off the line changes here. The Kraken looking for the shot as Stuart Skinner makes the glove save, as all our hearts fainted there for a brief moment, as that was a huge just standalone shot there for Stuart Skinner. It came out of the glove and then he was able to wind up the swallowed up rebound. So huge opportunity there for Seattle, but the Oilers able to deny again. Now it's just a matter of the Oilers going out there and taking care of business the rest of the way home in the last 2 minutes of this second period, friends. As not much happening here so far as we go along for the ride, and we are up over 107 hours on the stream, so we're rolling along here this afternoon, friends. Appreciate you being aboard, and I guess to say there's 92 of you along for the ride this afternoon. The chat's moving rather slow, so for those of you that choose not to chat or can't chat at all here on the Dolynny TV live streams, appreciate you hanging out with me and just tuning into the play-by-play call. I know regional restrictions probably apply to this game, so if you're just checking in, seeing how the score is going, hearing how the game's going, appreciate you hanging out with me and choosing to be here this afternoon. It's obviously a sleepy Saturday afternoon game. I know that much, very much for sure. So if it's a game that you don't feel too invested in, trust me, you're not alone. It's been a tough go so far this afternoon, but we're making the best of it and almost all the way through the first 2 periods of the game. So the Oilers hold the lead. Stuart Skinner has been good so far. We're hoping to take the positives away and make them positives for a really good game tonight against Vegas and Buffalo, in which if Buffalo wins in regulation, we leapfrog Vegas officially for the night into second place in the Pacific Division. So there's tons on the line here this afternoon, friends. Kings, I appreciate you hanging out for the ride. I mean, like I said, it's been a slow, really not much to talk about hockey game for the Oilers, and that's not necessarily a bad thing at all for all told for the Oilers. As long as it keeps being slow, this hockey game, that may very well favor us so far. So let's go here, friends, with some fans in the stands here. Lots of Oilers fans in attendance this afternoon, hanging out, enjoying. Well, you can get a canned pop at a Seattle Kraken game. Who thought that through? As the kids might be handling them on the ice here if the Kraken do some sketchy stuff to the Oilers. As this one played now for Kulak over to Desharnais. $1:53 to go in this second period of play. Near side pass to Kulak as it'll be fired back down along the wall. The Oilers looking to make this play. Fired along the near side corner of the Kraken rolling around. Wenberg skating, really not doing much of anything. Bjorkstrand with the puck as Desharnais stands up into him, and this one bounces off the boards back to the high point for Larson. The shot through traffic, blocked in front. 90.1 mile an hour shot for Adam Larson. Doesn't get through. Our old friend Adam Larson, that is. As we got a minute 23 to go in this second period of play. Played ahead by the Kraken, battling off the boards and firing down low into the Oilers' end, hopping sketchily onto Stuart Skinner. That's, as Bossman would say, sketchy, as this one's picked up now by Connor McDavid. .05 to go in this second period of play. Over near side to Desharnais, playing along the wall, looking to try to get through the neutral zone. Doesn't do it. The Kraken retain possession and get it going back the other way. And this one comes back along the boards now for Stuart Skinner. Skinner over to Desharnais. Desharnais back over to McDavid. McDavid bounced along the boards to Hyman. Far side pass to Kulak. Kulak will drift in down low. 40.1 seconds to go in this second period of play as the Kraken will load up as this comes through the middle of the ice. Now, what was that? Draisaitl and Ekholm hit each other. That allows the Kraken to set up zone time. The shot ripped, blocked by Draisaitl that time. He'll backhand into the middle of the ice and played down low by Bouchard. Bouchard down to Grubauer over, and this will pretty much do it for this second period of play as we're going to watch the camera pan to McDavid on the ice with 8 seconds to go in this second period of play. McLeod defending in front of the net of Seattle, and this will do it as it bounces back into Seattle territory. That is it. That is all. As that will finish off this grand old second period of play that sees the Oilers up 2-0 after one period of play. As Bob, the Oilers do play the Penguins tomorrow, and then they play the Bruins on Tuesday. I think we're in for a good ride for the Oilers this week in terms of what's to lie ahead for hockey. So friends, the Oilers and Kraken after 2 periods of play, 1-0, 17-16 the shots for the Oilers, 11-3 the hits for the Kraken. A very uninspired effort thus far for the Oilers. 17-16 the face-offs for the Kraken, 0-2 the Oilers on the power play, 1-1 on the penalty kill, 6-3 the giveaways for the Kraken now, and 11-6 the takeaways for the Kraken with 12 block shots for the Oilers. So friends, I'm going to quickly go grab a quick snack here upstairs, and I'll be right back, and we will get things going for this, what is third period upcoming. Alright, friends, my apologies. Just had to rock and roll upstairs for a quick, what do you say? What do you say we get a coffee going here? Saying we need to get stuff started. So the Oilers seeing the Florida Panthers beaten up on the Detroit Red Wings today 4-0. Interesting to see that. You don't see that too often, but Detroit's been a much better team this year, as Elliot Friedman's going to talk about the situation in Washington featuring Evgeny Kuznetsov and their situation. As Patrick, welcome aboard, and as well Roger as well. So we're seeing some more regulars tune in with us here as we roll along on the live stream this afternoon. It's been a quiet afternoon thus far, but obviously given the Oilers have also had a very quiet afternoon thus far. So truth being truth, right? That's where we're at, and we continue to see things roll along this afternoon. We're at 123 hours, so we've got about 76 to roll along as we go this afternoon towards the big 200 for the live stream. As there we go, we're rolling. I don't think there's much to see here for those keeping track of the guest lists around the NHL this time of year. In Chicago for Chicago and Columbus, it is Boston, Ottawa, San Jose, New Jersey, Buffalo, Tampa Bay, and Edmonton. So we may be very well circling back to Columbus one more time, or maybe even something in Chicago. Who knows? But Ben Sherratt has had something with Matthew Tkachuk, and that's pretty typical. Matthew Tkachuk continues to turtle away and then allow everybody to get everyone involved as yeah, friends, we continue along here this afternoon for the Oilers to hopefully give us an effort to be proud of the rest of the way home. We're up 1-0 on the Leon Draisaitl from Connor McDavid goal. McDavid is 5 points away from 100. Do we see that happen in the third period? Probably not, but wouldn't mind seeing it if he could just show up and get this 5 periods done. So yeah, that's where we're at. As friends, we are rolling along. Are we still running McDavid and Draisaitl on the same line? Yes, we are. I know all of a sudden it started producing results again. We know it's not good for long-term success. Therefore, I believe that is why we're very heavily in the discussion conversation for Pavel Buchnevich, because then you can separate McDavid and Draisaitl, put Draisaitl on the second line, move Nugent Hopkins to the first line. Away you go, bing, bang, boom, and you're good to go. So I assume that's what the play is going to be, and you kind of solidify that swing spot that Fogel's been playing. Hopefully you kind of solve that for the time being and get Fogel out there in terms of either on the third line or as trade bait for that happening. So yeah, Epiphany, I think we can all agree it would be definitely awesome to see the Oilers score their goal starting off the third period, as it's been a tough go so far watching this Oilers game with them really not doing much of anything of substance. So if they want to go find a goal for us to start this game, this third period, we'd appreciate that very much. At least I would, and I know Epiphany would as well. So we'll see what the Oilers can do, but I'm going to quickly take another opportunity here, friends, to tell you, if you haven't already gone over to Gillis TV's channel, I'm telling you, he's just starting out, kind of getting the rhythm of it going, so keep that in mind when you go over there and hit that subscribe button. Things are just getting underway on Gillis TV. 606 subscribers and counting now as he continues to roll along. Boom, as there we go. We will throw that in the chat, and away we are. So Gav, welcome aboard as well. Glad to see you this afternoon. I guess over in New Zealand. Let me quickly check my time clock here, as I keep one of those handy dandy notes in my clock right now as we go to the clock, world clock. It is 11:48 on Sunday morning in New Zealand, as far as I know. I think that's on the East Coast. I don't know if there's 2 time zones in New Zealand, but on the East Coast of New Zealand it is 11:48, and it is Oilers morning hockey. Okay, and the fact that this is morning hockey, I can get behind why this has been so slow, but this being afternoon hockey, I had at least expected a couple of hits tonight. The Oilers have 3 so far for this hockey game, so we got to step it up. But To answer your question, Gav, is Buchnevich really a possibility? I think everybody at this point, except for a goaltender, is really a possibility for the Oilers. It all depends on asking price, best bargain, and other needs elsewhere. So we'll see what the Oilers can do. But there you have it. Of course, the Seattle Kraken and the COD every post game. They wire that thing up into the stands every game, and there's one guy that caught one, and I think it's a plush COD actually by the looks of it. But Philip Grubauer having himself a night the other night, having a shutout, and again tonight only cracked for 1 goal so far against the Oilers. So that's where we welcome in Bob Stauffer again and see what Bob has to offer us through what has been 2 sleepy periods in Seattle thus far. Hopefully for the Oilers we kind of wake up here and get this going late in this hockey game, as we tend to have done over the past 20-ish hockey games, I guess you could say, as ranking the best 5 MLB pitchers right now. That we'll leave for midway through the summer there, but yeah, Seattle has obviously had some good looking opportunities, but the Oilers, Stuart Skinner has turned them aside, as things are working out not too bad. And yeah, 1 time zone all told for New Zealand, and Wellington is at the bottom tip of the North Island. I've got a friend down in Christchurch actually, so I was trying to map out if that would be any different, but I guess nothing too major. Everything's all kind of dandy out there in New Zealand. That's good to hear. And obviously too, I guess you guys would be in that entering fall season, I guess. Being in the southern hemisphere, it would be fall down there, and I remember last year getting some photos of how gorgeous things kind of transform down there that time of year. So looking forward to hopefully getting those photos again this year. And possible trade targets: top 6 forward who can play right wing for the Oilers, depthy with experience, 4th line right shot centerman who can kill penalties. That seems to be the appearance for the Edmonton Oilers here in terms of the top 3 trade targets this deadline round. The Oilers not really looking to make any moves to add another big defenseman by the looks of that list, but we'll stay tuned. Obviously, you never know what's going to come available to upgrade on one Cody Ceci. So hopefully all works out for the Oilers here in a brief moment as the Oilers continue to roll through this intermission, friends. We're about ready to get things going for this 3rd period in a matter of 1 commercial. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and be right back. Alright friends, let's finish this thing off. I know it's been a long grind this afternoon, but we're going to finish this hockey game off in style. Oilers have a few moments to try and get this going here this afternoon. So let's see if they can indeed actually win a hockey game this afternoon. I'm hoping anyway. And then, yeah, we just clutch off into the week that will be Sunday tomorrow against the Penguins, and then Tuesday against the Bruins, and then away we continue to go down the stretch here towards the trade deadline. So we go Tuesday, Thursday, Friday off, and the deadline obviously being on Friday as well. So we continue along to see if the Oilers have what it takes, friends, as we go here. 1:33 as we're rolling along. We got about 67 hours to make up here in this third period. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm excited for it. We're going to see what we can do here this afternoon against the Seattle Kraken. I'm hoping wherever you are out in Alberta this afternoon, snow's not getting you too bad. I mean, it's pretty snowy here in southern Alberta. It's already, during the course of this live stream, the sidewalk's been shoveled once, and it snowed another 2 or 3 inches, so that's pretty unreal that we are where we are at with that. And it's looking like we're going to have to see if we can't find a way to get out there and shovel again after this hockey game comes to an end. So we'll continue along here this afternoon as Jack and Louie welcome us up into the broadcast booth right now, saying a hello from high above Climate Pledge Arena this afternoon as they are rolling along into, of course, this third period of play. Louie DeBrusque looking sharp. Looks like he might have just got his hair touched up there. And Jack Michaels, of course, the running wild hair as always. So be interesting to see if the Oilers can come out firing in this hockey game. The auto parts major part of the game, Napa. As definitely, if you ever have automotive needs in northern Alberta, my friends, go over to Napa Cold Lake. I'm telling you, those are fine folks over there. That's a shout out for my little Napa connection that I can give you right there. As we continue along this afternoon with highlights of Evander Kane, absolutely doing Evander Kane things today, getting lots of good opportunities, good scoring chances for the Oilers. He had that one really good drag in the middle, the one opportunity that he cut to the net and almost scored. And he's been reviewing his game. He knows he's close to scoring a goal here, and he is itching to get it done. He will go take a seat on the bench by the looks of it prior to this period getting underway, or is he going to start out there? As I think it would be a bold play to start the second line, who haven't scored a goal yet, but here's McDavid out there on the ice, so it's likely to be the top line to start this third period of play. 38-34 the shot attempts for the Kraken. Like I said, they have just missed every good opportunity wide. Overall, the face-offs is 52 in favor of the Kraken over top of the Oilers, so that's where things really shake out, as the Oilers need to win a couple more face-offs, dictate the pace of play here in this third period, and we will probably win this hockey game right out of that stretch. Here comes Draisaitl off the face-off, pushing it down low into the Kraken territory. Bouchard over to Ekholm. Ekholm looking to dart down the wall. He gets it down low against Dunn. Dunn's going to have Hyman wrapped all over him near side corner. This is picked up by Adam Larsson. Larsson, as we're back to play, will clear the zone over to Wenberg, as this will be loaded up for Ekholm on the little chip into the zone. Playing it down low are the Kraken, over to Bouchard. Bouchard along the boards, out of the zone, and that will dribble all the way down the length of the ice for an icing call against the Edmonton Oilers just 35 seconds into this period of play. So the Oilers right away taking an icing that's going to cost us a face-off inside our own zone to the right of Stuart Skinner. As the Oilers will attack right to left here on the television screens this time round. 19:25 to go in the third period. McDavid will take the face-off against Beniers. Face-offs down and one back by the Seattle Kraken. The shot fired on net, up over top of the net. Jordan Eberle to the near side. Plays it down low, and this will go back to the near side wall as Draisaitl will sweep it out of the zone. Down the length of the ice into the Kraken end, as that will be not an icing call. That was kind of a weird play there from Eberle. I guess they were trying to complete a line change in the midst of it as well. 17 minutes to go, or 19 minutes, sorry, to go in this third period of play. Everybody's falling asleep tonight, don't mind me. As we go back to the point, as Kane will rush it out of the zone. He will try to get it onto the tape, but Janmark to bust through, can't do it. Beniers over to the near side for Schultz. Schultz fires up along the wall. Picked up now by the Oilers, cut off there by Nurse. Nurse will look around to make the play. He can't do it. Working them over and trying to get something to go in here. Jordan Eberle fires the shot towards the net. That one goes wide of the net, and Janmark will deflect it back down into the middle of the ice. Picking it up there is Kane. Kane battles the man off the puck. That frees it up for CC and Nurse to fire it in. As this goes to the far side wall, as that's played right in front. Puck landed on the tape of Kane, and then he just bounced a pass through the middle of the zone that didn't find anyone back in the Oilers' end. Desharnais over to Kulak. That's a hot shot off his stick, and coming back the other way now is McLeod. Seen it rimmed past him by the Kraken, rimmed back down low by the Kraken in the near side corner, and everybody's crashing and banging along the boards. Here's now Perry on a 2-on-1 with Fogle. Perry going down looking for the pass to the middle again. The Oilers got to find time to shoot on these 2-on-1s they've had this season, as this one's back to the near side boards in the Oilers zone. Nice play by Fogle over to Perry. He's going to look to make the play to the far side. Now cut off in the middle and flipped in by Vinny Desharnais right to the side of the net there. 17:35 to go in this third period to play. The shot's still 17-16 to go so far in this hockey game. As this one now, Bouchard looking to load up. He'll dance across the line, get it just barely in, and now Brown's looking to try and chip this past Tanev off his stick and get it into possession for the Oilers. They can't do it. Nate, welcome aboard. 17-14 to go in this third period to play as Brown strips a man of the puck. Brown's got a puck over to Derek Ryan off his skates back to the point. Ekholm backhand shovel down low as it's right in front. Holloway jamming away. Brown got pushed to the outside as Ekholm fires a shot, and it's blocked there by Derek Ryan. 16:56 to go in this third period to play. The Kraken clear the zone just barely, and the Oilers will fire it back right in. So 16:45 to go. The Oilers created a little bit of chaos in the Kraken zone, got a good chance because of it, but couldn't bury. And now Yamamoto deflects out into the middle of the ice, tapped ahead by the Oilers. 16:33 to go, and we will have a stoppage in play and a face-off outside of the Kraken zone. So, good looking opportunity here for Ekholm, who batted it down, and then Holloway just shoveled it in there, and Ryan got tied up last second, getting down low into the pile with that loose puck in the top of the crease area. Draisaitl out to win this face-off, loses it back. The Kraken D-to-D near side, the pass to the wall, looking down low as it's stripped there by McDavid. McDavid gets it down to the Kraken attacker. That puck just squirted away as this one comes off the wall as it's picked up by Wenberg. Wenberg will fire it now to the point for Borgen, who backtracks all the way into his own zone. This puck hops off of something in front. Now Draisaitl and McDavid are causing chaos in the Seattle Kraken zone. Back the other way, Nurse almost has his pocket picked. However, the Kraken able to force this one back down low with 15:55 to go in this third period of play. 18-16, the shots on goal for the Oilers now as Draisaitl loads up the attack. He'll flip in off the dump in and just go off for Janmark, who is crashing the corner. Picked up now by the Kraken, trying to force it to the middle of the ice. The Oilers really not giving the Kraken much of the middle here this afternoon either, unless they make a mistake. And this is going to be batted back the other way by Kane over to Nugent Hopkins. Nuge looking for a passing lane, backhand opportunity towards the net. Scott Janmark. Janmark's going to look down low over to Nuge. Nuge looking to make this play off the boards, can't do it. And now here's Kane trying to scoop this puck free. Instead, Eberle had it. Skated away and fired it into the far side corner as Desharnais slow to the puck. Save made by Skinner on the long range far side wall, shot on the slapper. This one comes back to the point for Dunn, who fires it down low. This goes up over top of the net, in behind, pass to the middle, and Stuart Skinner, the save made, swallowed it up on a middle shot there. So, wow, that was good chance for the Kraken that finally Stuart Skinner turned aside. You love to see it. And Nate, do I think the Oilers will win the Cup? Absolutely, the Oilers will win the Cup. If A, they survive injuries, B, they get goaltending, C, they get defense, and D, they find a way to add some depth scoring to this team. So there's a lot that they got to do. A lot of it is controllable outside of A and D. So hopefully for the Oilers, they take care of business here at the trade deadline and kind of figure all that systems and stuff out here as they continue along down the stretch. As Ryan McLeod trying to strip this puck free, can't do it. As Stuart Skinner has made 30 plus saves in 4 of his last 7 starts. Fired in by the Kraken over to Corey Perry in the far side corner as CC is able to pick it up right in behind Stuart Skinner. We got 14.5 minutes to go in this third period of play as the Kraken play to the near side boards, fired up off the glass. CC is going to backhand over to Ryan McLeod, played right in front. The shot fired just wide by Seattle, who's starting to come a little bit more close towards getting a goal here in this third period of play. As here's McLeod and Perry coming up the ice with Darnell Nurse in support. Darnell Nurse, the trailer shot off the side of the net off of Grubauer. And a good-looking opportunity goes by the wayside there for the Oilers as Holloway is skating in front of the net right now as the Oilers have half a line on the ice here as this fired up now to Darnell Nurse as the Kraken turned it back, and here comes Holloway across the Kraken line. He's motoring his motor down low. Couldn't get it going, and this one's fired into the neutral zone by the Kraken and picked up now. Here's a chance for the Oilers. Dylan Holloway dragging to the middle. He's not going to get an opportunity to shoot that puck. Ekholm will. It's blocked in front by the Kraken, as that was a good-looking shot from Matthias Ekholm. 93 mile an hour on the register. Fired in by the Kraken on the other way. And Holloway will see this one come to the point for Adam Larsson in the Oilers zone. The shot fired from the point goes wide of the net again. The Kraken miss a big point shot wide. And this one continues to battle down low in the Oilers zone. Yamamoto tying up the man there. Bouchard looks to make the pass right up the middle onto the tape of Holloway. Holloway looking for a passing option. He's got nobody. He's going to dribble it right onto the tape of Yamamoto, and back the other way it comes, fired in. And down low for Brett Kulak, who's got Stuart Skinner in support. And Kulak is stripped by the Kraken. Kulak's able to power through, though, and come up with the puck. One last-ditch effort. Draisaitl touches it onto the tape of Hyman. It's stripped back the other way for the Kraken, who are trying to push forward through. Here's the shot. Save made. Rebound comes in front. Stuart Skinner down and oh, nice block there by Brett Kulak to kick that one aside as the puck was coming to a stick for a one-timer in a wide-open net. 12:28 to go in this third period to play. The Oilers bending, not breaking here, as they're going to come back the other way. Flip it in is Zach Hyman. He will get across the line. And now Connor McDavid in the far side corner picks it up along the wall. He'll get it now to Zach Hyman over. It comes to the near side. He'll look to make the play to the point. Instead, drag right in front. And now he's going to fire a shot on net. Steered away by the blocker of Grubauer. Here's Draisaitl looking to make the play down low to Nugent-Hopkins. Back high to Kulak. The shot scores! The Oilers get it through traffic and find the back of the net. I believe that's going to be Brett Kulak's goal all told. 2-0 for the Edmonton Oilers, just like that. That's the goal we needed to put this one hopefully to bed, as with 12 minutes to go in this third period, the Oilers just set up some innocent-looking zone time. Nugent-Hopkins to the point, and Janmark had come on the ice for a plus, but the Oilers fire it through, and Kulak looks like maybe Draisaitl tipped that. I think indeed, maybe Draisaitl had a tip on that one there, but I think Kulak, he got it through as Draisaitl says, no, Brett, that's your goal. And right now, I think they will end up crediting that to Draisaitl, but for now, Kulak, a good-looking C&I shot from the point, finds the back of the net as this is picked up now by Eberle off the opening faceoff following the goal at center ice. There's 11:49 to go in this third period. Puck played around to the near side corner in the Oilers' end. Second line now fully on the ice here. So we'll see how they credit this goal all told. This one's going to be flipped up off a body, and here comes Evander Kane backhanding out to center as Janmark will go off for a change. 11:30 to go in this third period of play as it's tipped up through the middle of the ice. Played to the far side now. CC regathers, and Perry will come across and play this one down low into the Kraken zone as Kane just throws a punishing hit on Justin Schultz. That was a big one. That's probably the hardest hit we've seen all game. And Draisaitl with 2 goals this afternoon. The Kraken strip a puck here. Missed the pass immediately. Fogel bats it off a Kraken player out of the zone. And here's now Corey Perry with Ryan McLeod. Perry over to McLeod again. Another opportunity to shoot the puck that the Oilers fire wide on the pass. And the Oilers can't keep the line there. Fogel tried his best. Couldn't do the job, and now coming across the line, the shot fired, blocked in front. Nurse will play it up to Fogel, who's speeding away the other way with one man to beat as Fogel tries to take a shot, kind of inside out of that puck and fell down. 10:41 to go in this third period of play, my friends, as the Oilers and Kraken engaged in a good one so far. As the Oilers will see this played back to the point in their own zone as the Kraken rim it around the boards. Kulak and Nugent-Hopkins draw the assist, so it's Nuge's 39th assist of the season. Good on him. He's had a pretty good productive year, 55 points again. He's batted down low, and Borgen will get it across to the far side as Alexiak plays through the middle and gets it down into the Oilers' end for an icing call with 10:07 to go in this one. as the Oilers continue to roll along in this period. And there's the tip by Draisaitl. Yeah, that's just it. Enough to get it on the inside post against Philip Grubauer. You see that change of direction there for Leon Draisaitl, just enough to tip her home. And the Oilers find themselves up right now 2-0 against the Kraken. Mattias Ekholm over to the far side. Bouchard pass to the middle. There's nice play to Ekholm, missing it wide though on the one-time tippity tap, as the Oilers just about had the play set off the face-off there by the looks of it, as Draisaitl loses a stick for Bjorkstrand as he just kind of snapped that puck off. And here's now a 2-on-1 the other way. Nice hustle back for Hyman. Short side shot for the Kraken, can't get it through. And then a shot to the point doesn't end up going on as well, as Esteban welcome on board. Glad to see you cheering for the Condors, of course. As 9:32 to go in this third period. We just got to wind time down here, as this one comes to the near side corner as Bouchard rolling around in behind. Ekholm looks to make this play with 9:18 to go. The Oilers kind of swimming in their own zone right now, trying to get out. And Draisaitl can't poke that puck off the stick, as this one comes now to Bouchard. Bouchard will backhand ahead over to McDavid. McDavid double clutches and looks to put it back onto the tape of Bouchard as he goes off for a line change here, friends. As Ian, that is the big careful thing, but I'm thinking the way the Oilers are cruising here, all told, they should be able to sit back and go out and get the third goal and win this hockey game rather handily if they want to actually get that done. Is this going to be Derek Ryan up along the wall against Connor Brown? Brown's kind of boarded there a little bit by the Seattle Kraken's Brandon Tanev. Good jolt into the boards. Again, we've seen two good hits this period now as Holloway's battling along the wall as Ryan gets taken down, and there will be a penalty on the play as we've got two guys tied up with their skates right now. And friends, we'll have a stoppage for the time being with 8.5 to go in this third period play. Kings, am I happy with Corey Perry pickup? Well, I'm not unimpressed with it. Obviously, you hope for a little bit more offense out of Corey Perry, but again, anybody goes into the Oilers' bottom six, they tend to disappear. Corey Perry's had 5 points in 20 games or something like that, but I'd like to see Corey Perry start helping those young kids score a couple of more goals. And David, Oilers need to play a full 60. Well, we are about 8.5 away from playing a full 60 scoreless. Not to say the other word, but a full 60 scoreless. So I'm not going to curse it here, but obviously the effort good enough so far tonight not to give anything up. So I'm not going to be too upset about kind of the effort overall if we don't give up any goals. Obviously, you don't give up goals, you probably win the hockey game if you score goals. So that's the positive spin I'm trying to put on it. Again, who knows if it's going to pay off here with 8.5 minutes to go down the stretch in this hockey game, as Jack Michaels would say. As we go here, friends, 1589 times 5. We are rolling along 157 hours on the stream, so we're rolling this afternoon. Closing in on what should be a good finish to this afternoon's action. We should close up close to 200 hours on the stream. We'll get the post-game show live this afternoon, and then we will be good to go. Yeah, maybe, or just go have a couch nap, one of the two. As there's some fans in the stands here for the Seattle Kraken, a bunch of old folks, as I think that might be Derek Ryan's family there. And today at the Kraken, 5 of the next 6 on the road for the Oilers. At home against the Penguins tomorrow, and then Bruins, Blue Jackets, Sabres, Penguins. So we go back-to-back this weekend, and then we go back-to-back next weekend as well. That is tough on the old weekend schedule there, that's for sure, as this one's going to be lifted into the Oilers' end for a nice and call. There's the aforementioned Corey Perry going off for a line change as he goes to the bench quickly to talk things over with Connor Brown and company. 8:21 to go here in this third period of play, friends. Penguins versus Oilers, 7 p.m. puck drop tomorrow. You don't mind to see that, as obviously that lets us set up a pretty good routine for tomorrow night, that's for sure, as this will be Nugent Hopkins taking the face-off with 8:21 to go, as I cannot seem to shake the cat allergies here today, as I am struggling this afternoon with 8:19 to go in this third period of play. 2-0 the score for the Oilers in this period as Jordan Eberle comes up, wires a shot up off a stick and out of play, and now all of a sudden this sleepy Saturday afternoon game is going to start slowing down even more as we wind the clock down totally. As we are just over 8 minutes away from finishing this game. All right. As Warren Fogle will get the face-off alongside Nugent Hopkins and Matthias Janmark. Face-off won back by the Seattle Kraken. Into the near side corner they go off the draw, and that's Wenberg still creating chaos in the Oilers zone, picked up by Fogle. But we'll have a penalty up against one of the Oilers players. It will be Nugent Hopkins. And with 8 minutes to go in this third period, the Oilers will go to the penalty kill. As Mark Stewart and Chris Knobloch talking this one over here. Without Nugent Hopkins available, that creates kind of chaos for the penalty kill. Nugent Hopkins kind of got that horse collar that you see in the NFL up on there, as well as the stick in the arms of Alex Wenberg. So that's fair enough. Penalty upcoming is fair, and we will go to the penalty kill here for the Oilers. To the right of Stuart Skinner, my friends. Face-off one, a one-timer wired just wide by the Kraken. It goes all the way out of the zone on the good-looking shot. Puck picked up by the Kraken in their own end as they will lead ahead. Nice move around Connor Brown and then dusted back as the Kraken send Brown sprawling around as this one comes to the far side. The Kraken back to the point, shot blocked in front again. $1:34 to go in this power play for Seattle. Near side pass over to Tolvanen. Tolvanen looking. He'll get back to the blue line as this comes down to Dunn. Near side pass over to Tolvanen. Now looking in front. Blocked. Shot there by Cody Ceci on the pass there. And this one will go back now for the Oilers to the top of the point. As the Kraken look to keep things rolling. And it's down low. Now the shot comes and the Kraken fire it just wide. 7:05 to go in this third period of play. 1:02 left in the power play for the Seattle Kraken as Tolvanen fires it down low again, looking in the middle again, poked off Wenberg's stick by Darnell Nurse. The Oilers' penalty kill the last 4 games has improved substantially, and they need to get this one here right now, Kings. This is definitely a big penalty kill. Big opportunity now for Vince Dunn over to the far side. The Kraken come, load up the one-timer. Tolvanen in front, squeaks it through, and Stuart Skinner is cracked on that one as that is a bad bounce right there. So the Oilers beat on a tough bounce, and it is 2-1 for Seattle with 6:37 to go. The Oilers were hemmed in their own zone quite substantially there on that penalty kill. And this one played right in front and it just kind of bounced around. Stuart Skinner was sliding there for a few moments. And then this one comes in from one-timer pass to the middle, and then it just bounces right through. I'm not even sure what that hits technically, as it goes off the hand of Darnell Nurse, off the inside of the left knee of Stuart Skinner, and then off the right leg as Skinner comes to kick that puck away into the 5-hole. He kicks it in the back of the net. That is a tough break right there. 6:37 to go in this third period to play. 20-20 the shots for the Kraken and the Oilers here as the Kraken will load up down low. They can't get it going as Darnell Nurse obviously not on the ice now, as we've got changes for the Oilers as the top line plus Bouchard and Ekholm out there. 15th goal of the season for Tolvanen, 22nd assist and 23rd assist for McCann and Dunn. This comes back out of play, and we will have a stoppage with 6:10 to go. A commercial break in this sleepy Saturday afternoon hockey game in which the Seattle Kraken have just scored their first goal of the game. Clean as dirt, welcome aboard. The commentary today, quite honestly, I've been falling asleep sitting up in my chair all day. This has been painful to watch. Paint drying is about the best way to put it. The Oilers have a grand total of 4 hits this afternoon. They have 20 shots. And really, there's been nothing substantial out of this hockey game the whole way through. Draisaitl has 2 goals. One was a beautiful one-timer. The other one was just a deflection in front on a nowhere shot from Kulak from the point. So we'll take it, but there has not been a ton of excitement in this hockey game this far, my friends. As now all of a sudden this game, as Kings was saying, becomes a nail biter due to allowing that goal there. So let's go here, 1674 times 6. Friends, we're up over 167 hours, so we got about 33 to try and crush off here before the end of this afternoon's hockey game. I'm sure we can do it, but the Oilers need to show up and show out here the rest of the way home. David, the Oilers need to make trades. We've known that all season. That's the thing, right? We've known from the very onset of this year that the Oilers were going to add either before the deadline or at the deadline, and we desperately need to add some scoring depth to this lineup, some penalty killing depth, and then some other stuff as well, because this team is definitely having a lot of sleepy performances so far. So yeah, we're rolling along here, friends. They're showing some highlights of some hits and stuff from this hockey game. There really hasn't been much at all to write home about this hockey game so far. And with that, we will have the face-off outside of the Oilers zone. 13 for the hits for the Kraken. Like I said, even Seattle, they haven't run us out of the building. 13 hits is just a meandering low total in a normal hockey game. So this one will be a face-off now for Leon Draisaitl. He wins it back for the Oilers. Bouchard chips it into the neutral territory. It's 6:05 to go in this third period of play. 362 seconds left in a hockey game that the Oilers now only lead by 1 during. This is going to come down low into the Kraken zone for an icing call with 5:55 remaining in this period. So we get going here in this third period. And David, well, it's all talk right now. Again, we've still got a week, I guess, until the trade deadline. So again, when it's all talk, at least we're talking about it, right? If we weren't talking about making upgrades to this team, I'd have some big concerns. I hate that Ken Holland said we're good on goaltending, but it is what it is. Save made by Stuart Skinner off the face-off draw for the Kraken. This one comes down low now for Ekholm as they will play to the middle. Will the Kraken? That is a broken stick somewhere on the ice for somebody. Nobody on the Oilers, thankfully. Shot from Bjorkstrand goes wide of the net, and the Kraken now really starting to push here. The Oilers going to have to be tested to figure out what they've got in the tank left here. 5:30 to go in this third period. Shot fired by McDavid, dribbled through, and then Bouchard almost banked it off a Grubauer back door. You would have loved to see that one go in. 5:20 to go here in this second period of play. And this one to the far side corner, past near side to Adam Larson. Larson will battle off the end wall, and now picked up again by the Kraken as they will try to get this puck going the right way and try to change the direction of this game with the next goal as Kulak flips it up off the glass. Here's Kane onto the tape of McLeod. Fires the shot, save made. And then McLeod tries to return the favor and get it back to Kane. He couldn't do it. 4:57 to go in this third period of play as the puck comes back the other way now for the Kraken across through the middle. This one takes a hop and it will be an icing call. And again, this sleepy Saturday afternoon effort from both teams continues to drone on with just under 5 minutes to go in the hockey game now. So Connor McDavid just about beat Philip Grubauer, similar way, like just dribbling it through that he did against Jordan Binnington for the overtime winner last game out. And we will see if the Oilers can find a way here to get this job done. As this one will be a face-off. Down in the near side corner is Warren Foegele. Matthias Janmark rims it around to the far side. Comes back down low to Janmark again. He's looking to make this play off the boards. He'll bat down to Foegele. That one goes wide of the net and now picked up again by the Oilers as they continue to roll around near side. 4:30 to go in this third period. This goes around to the far side now, picked up by Ceci. Down to Foegele, the shot fired in front. Jamming for a rebound. Oh, Janmark just couldn't bury it, and then Foegele missed the one-timer shot by Ceci, goes wide of the net. Another shot from Nurse gets cut down in front, and then a Kraken player goes down on the heap as Foegele keeps going, and Grubauer is looking around trying to find where that puck is as Janmark continues to work this puck free, and it comes all the way into the neutral zone on the Kraken flip into the Oilers' end. Darnell Nurse with the puck with less than 4 minutes to go. As this one goes over to Ceci, bounces it off the boards, picked up now by the Kraken for an icing call. We'll have a stoppage in play. 3:49 to go in the third period, 2-1. the score here is that puck bounced right off of the skates of Dumoulin, and the Oilers just about found a way to score that goal. That would have been beautiful if Janmark could have jammed that home. He just never fully got the handle on it as he did the full 360 around Grubauer. And then the shot was fired wide by the Oilers. 4 points, 3 goals, last 6 games for Janmark. He's coming back into the attack here. Dutch, welcome aboard. As Connor Brown will take a shift here for the Oilers. As it'll be Draisaitl, Ryan, and Brown. A big defensive zone face-off, so they get Draisaitl out there to take it. Face-off won by the Oilers. As Draisaitl bears down there, and the shot fired in by the Kraken. Out to play it is Stuart Skinner. Everybody again hustles to the puck as Nurse will play it ahead to Connor Brown. Brown looking to make the play here as he will flip into the near side or far side corner in behind the net. Picked up now by Derek Ryan as he will try to get this down low to Leon Draisaitl, jamming in front, and Connor Brown again just can't buy puck luck. Shot fired, rebound in front. Looking for Draisaitl was Derek Ryan. One timer for Draisaitl, fired just wide. Ekholm keeps it alive as Brown fires it around to Draisaitl again. Back to the point now, over to Bouchard. Now Draisaitl back down low against Vince Dunn is Connor Brown. 3 minutes, 5 seconds to go here in this third period of play. As the Oilers see it cleared out of the zone with 3 minutes to go, with 180 seconds. And the Oilers have to get Connor Brown off the ice because I want to see an empty netter this afternoon for one Connor Brown as Zach Hyman picks up this puck. Hyman over to McDavid, back to the point. As this one comes now, Desharnais sees it cut off there by Nugent Hopkins. This flipped out by the Seattle Kraken, picked up now by Desharnais. Desharnais will see it fired down low to Stuart Skinner. My apologies, friends. I need a brief moment to recollect my thoughts. As Nugent Hopkins will flip it up off the glass. 2:20 to go in this third period of play. Here's Hyman dragging in on net. Hyman will look to make this play happen. As he'll drag down low to McDavid, who gets spurred along the boards for a brief moment. Kulak back down to McDavid. McDavid looking back to the far point. Here's Desharnais now over to McDavid. McDavid goes down low, trying to make this play over to Hyman as he continues to roll along the end wall there. Nothing happening. As there's Fogel playing it down low, and McDavid will play it with a glove hand pass. $1:54 to go. We'll have a stoppage in play, and McDavid is animated at the officials here for that glove pass call down, or high stick, or whatever it was. $1:54 to go. 26-21 the shots. McDavid continues to say that was not a high stick. Or is he saying that it was played out of the playing surface by the Kraken? I don't know. As Glenn Gulletson queuing things up here with the empty net coming up here in a brief moment, and Fogel puts it into the netting, I guess. Yep. And we will play on here. Face-off lost by the Oilers. If you want to complain that much, you got to go out there and win the face-off. Here we go, friends, down the stretch for the Oilers. Jack Michaels on the call on the television sets this afternoon. Let's go get this thing. $1:40 to go in the third period of play as it's going to be backhanded off the end wall in the Oilers zone. Empty net now officially for the Seattle Kraken as the Oilers have the fourth line grinders out there. Technically speaking, I guess actually it's the third line. Derek Ryan, Ryan McLeod, and Warren Foegele as the Kraken get to the attack to the far side wall. Stripped off the stick for a brief moment. Foegele had gotten the puck, and he will continue to try and grab it here with $1:18 to go in the third period of play. Bjorkstrand fires a shot from the point. Save made by Skinner. Scramble in front, kicking around. Stripped away by Ryan McLeod. Back to the point. Here's a rushing shot high up over top of the net there off of a player in front, as I think Warren Fogel's hurt. As Foegele will skate to the bench. He gets up over the bench, but he was hanging his arm loose as here comes Leon Draisaitl checking his man up the ice, taking him to the ice, and Connor McDavid scores the goal, but it will be no goal as the Oilers took a penalty as Leon Draisaitl takes a bad call with 53 seconds to go. And he cannot believe the officials whistled him down for that. Chris Knobloch seeing this effort fall apart in the last 7 minutes as Draisaitl leaning on the man, grabs his arm and wraps him down on Jared McCann. And Draisaitl animated after that one, that's for sure. So Draisaitl will take a holding call with just 53 seconds remaining in this hockey game. That will tell me that Connor Brown should be on the ice now. As Draisaitl, yeah, he can't open them with that hold, as McDavid touched that one home. No problemo there, but tough go. Playoffs, that's probably not a penalty, but regular season that is, and we have a timeout here against the Seattle Kraken. Friends, if you've been just tuning in here, I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. There will be a little bit of a trade deadline update here later on in this afternoon's action. I would say kind of probably around 8 o'clock this evening, actually. It is 4:30, I just realized. So about 8 o'clock, we'll have an update on the trade deadline for the Oilers. And as well, friends, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button over on Gillis TV, I would encourage you to do that as well. He'll have a lot of trade deadline coverage for you here as we continue along this afternoon and throughout the weekend and into next Friday's NHL trade deadline. 53 seconds to go in this third period power play now for the Seattle Kraken. They're 1 for 2 this afternoon. Like I said, the Oilers needed to blank the sheet to win this hockey game. I'm a little suspect on what's going to happen now that the refs have made their impact on this game. As Nugent Hopkins goes back to the point, the one-timer point save made by Stuart Skinner. What a save made by Stuart Skinner. And here's Matthias Janmark with the puck, dribbles it out into the neutral zone. 43 seconds to go. Jordan Eberle on the rim back into the Oilers' end. As this is played by Vinny Desharnais down low. The Kraken get it going as we've got 34 seconds to go. Empty net for the Seattle Kraken. Far side pass. Back to the point. Vince Dunn rips the shot. It gets blocked in front. Scrambling around is Skinner. Saving the day! Stuart Skinner with us falling down on his butt effort to make that save just like that. 19 seconds remaining on the clock here. Dunn over to the far side. The shot loads up. Blocked in front by Vinny Desharnais off his wrist. Puck comes to the near side. 9 seconds remaining. The Oilers just need one more save. There it is. Stuart Skinner kicks it out. Comes to the front. Desharnais leans on the puck. 0.1 seconds to go. The clock buzzes. Stuart Skinner survives the flurry. And the Oilers come away with a 2-1 win. That got interesting at the end, Ian. But the Oilers come away with the victory. All told, the Seattle Kraken defeated 2-1. That is a huge couple of saves to end that hockey game by Stuart Skinner, who again tonight puts up just 1 goal against. Friends, if you haven't already hit that like button on the stream, make sure to do that this afternoon. But the Oilers come away with the victory. And William, absolutely, Stuart Skinner dialed in that last minute to win this hockey game. And friends, with that, we'll flip over to the post-game edition. But I will save this before you leave. Thank you for tuning in to Dolynny TV this afternoon, being aboard for the ride. I'm about to hit record on the post-game. Stay tuned. It's going to be a short little sweet thing this afternoon because we're going to have 4 videos up today if I'm not careful. So give me a brief moment, friends. Let's get to it. Hey, friends. This is Dolynny TV. Welcome aboard to the post-game edition. Seattle Kraken, Edmonton Oilers, Winnie. Indeed, between Skinny and Vinny this afternoon. Stuart Skinner and Vinny Desharnais on the penalty kill. Last few minutes of the hockey game there, well, last minute of the hockey game, come through with a huge effort to shut down the Seattle Kraken and win this hockey game 2-1 all told. It was a fantastic game there for the Oilers in terms of just coming away with the result, right? Today was a game where as long as we won in regulation, we had a pretty good chance to leapfrog the Vegas Golden Knights for the time being until they drop the puck and get a result here in about the next 3 hours. We are now ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights in the standings for the first time all year. We are ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights at 74 points. We are now, or 72 points, yeah, 74 points. And we are now sitting ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights in second in the Pacific Division. Friends, if you're new, definitely would encourage you to hit that subscribe button. That's the short and sweet of that. But for the Oilers tonight, Stuart Skinner, man. Stuart Skinner was the end-all, be-all of this action for the Oilers. 25 shots, 24 saves. Stuart Skinner, a fantastic effort to win this hockey game today. Leon Draisaitl scores both goals for the Oilers. It looked like it has now officially been recredited to Brett Kulak. He scores the goal. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Leon Draisaitl get the assists on that one. Connor McDavid picks up another point. He's now 5 points away in a game against Crosby tomorrow from 100 points on the season. Another 100-point campaign. The Kraken score the only power play goal of the game. It was a really lackluster affair, a sleepy Saturday afternoon hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers. But the Oilers find a way to get the job done. And as Bob's saying here on the live stream in the back end of this video, Friends, the Oilers are only 9 points back of the Vancouver Canucks with 4 games in hand. That is how close we are, as Stuart Skinner, back-to-back games, saves of the season here against the Seattle Kraken and St. Louis Blues, and a last moment save there against the Kraken with 26 seconds to go, sprawling out to make the save. Stuart Skinner's been a question mark all year, but he gets the first star this afternoon. Brett Kulak takes home the second star, and Leon Draisaitl your third star. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. A fantastic job done by the Oilers to win a sleepy Saturday afternoon game. I really got nothing to analyze this one. There really ain't much to analyze out of this one other than, simply put, the Oilers got the job done. Friends, I am up on out of here. And for those of you still watching on the live stream, thank you so much for a Saturday afternoon. One that I don't think any of us will really remember, right? It's not one to write home about. It's not one to sit here and remember fondly when we're in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. It's quite simply just one that happened. We got the 2 points, and that's all that matters here for the Edmonton Oilers. So friends, as always, I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for being aboard. I am up on out of here.